All right, guys. Welcome to another live stream. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay in the last day of 2024. Going to hang out for the New Year's pretty much. Let me switch this around for myself. All right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to hang out for the New Year's and stuff. Pretty much go over some videos and stuff of that we didn't get to last live stream of the Bigfoot swinging through the tree or whatever the video is stuff is supposedly of. And we got a couple of videos from the Lost Cryptids Vault and might check out some other things around as we enjoy this. I don't get my phone next to me. Enjoy this Tuesday evening. So I sent a link to some people and stuff. I know some people, already have obligations and family stuff and are hanging out, having fun, getting a little wild and stuff. And we're gonna be a little more calm, cool, and collective over here and stuff, and enjoy the night. Let me get my phone real quick. I will be right back. All right. Get this back on. Get this rolling and stuff. Hopefully, signal's good and stuff. Seems like it is. What's going on? Yeah, okay, there we go. Alrighty then. So I sent a link out to some people, so we'll see who joins. I'm gonna put the link in the chat actually here in a little bit once we start rolling. See if this other video is up and ready to go. We'll probably just have to. Yeah, so I thought some of these videos are too big for Restream's capacity and stuff, so we're gonna have to share the screen and then we'll look at some of the videos that way. Then I got to so hopefully everyone's doing pretty good, setting some goals and all that New Year's resolution and stuff. I've already been doing my goals and meeting them actually this month, so it's always good to get started on those before the first of the year actually happens. All right, let me look at some stuff. We're also going to take a look at some articles also. Let's see. Give me a second to do this real quick. All right, we'll just go on to YouTube then and look at that video, basically of the video we're supposed to look at last week and stuff, and it's been floating around stuff. This video has actually been around for 2 years now, and it was take it in North Carolina, I want to say, or South Carolina, one of the two. Righty. All right. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat here once we get this video started and start playing, and then we'll see. Anyone can join if they want to come on, talk about Bigfoot, cryptids, weird, strange, paranormal stuff, and then we probably get into how the year's been. ideally, if we got some researchers and stuff on here, some New Year's plans and strategies and what we have looking forward for 2025. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna get right to the video and stuff. And if you guys hear some booms and stuff, you'll probably be some fireworks going off because everyone's having fun celebrating, getting trashed and stuff. You know, I don't do that anymore and stuff, so that's not something that we'll be doing here. We're actually going to be staying up and doing the show probably till after midnight or 1 o'clock and stuff, depending on what exactly goes down and stuff. Maybe it'll be longer than that. All right, so you guys can see the screen and stuff. So let me just start playing.
I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me.
So I'm gonna stop right there. It was blowing my eardrums off. I had to adjust it on my end. So hopefully you guys can hear it and stuff. Okay, we'll replay what he says, but he starts. So some of the story and stuff. I was actually I know the channel. The original name of the video is like Gods or Bigfoot and stuff, but I was not able to just find it just now, even though I'm pretty sure it's still up, but it's okay. Let me know if you guys can't hear any audio and stuff like that.
It sounds like gorillas. You can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever.
So we're gonna pause it right there and stuff. He says a few interesting things that we're gonna go back over and stuff. And I know Steve Coles over at Squatch DTV did a pretty good analysis over this and stuff. They had some pretty good ideas and stuff that were, it could be a possibility and stuff. And they did get actually the people in chat were pretty helpful with getting to the bottom of the actual name and stuff and the description and stuff. So I was trying to look up that, and we'll try to keep looking up that real quick to pull it up. And but if not, that's okay. We'll go over the basic summary and stuff of it. So let's continue to watch it. And if you guys see anything, and just kind of think about what actually could be happening on both sides. If there was potentially something in this tree, like a Bigfoot or some other unknown cryptid, what exactly is it doing, and how is it able to do it without seemingly being caught? And then we're going to go over what he says, how he says it, and then I'm going to try to pull up this backstory real quick, and then get some comments and all that good stuff. So let's play it some more.
Whatever it is. Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look. What in God's name is going on? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name just is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be a, I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and at doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. I think I'm gonna bounce because I think he just hit the ground, which means he's about to face me on foot. And I don't really want to wrestle with somebody that can tear trees down just because they're mad.
I mean, that's pretty good thought right there. Some good survival instincts.
God, look at the tree. He just freaking broke in half.
All right, so we're gonna go over it little by little and stuff, especially what he says at the beginning. So some of the comments on Steve's show and some of the descriptions that are out there are supposedly this is that's why I want to find the actual, and I'm having a hard time finding it. That's why I'm kind of baffled. I might scroll over and see exactly what was what was shown and stuff, but just do that. Supposedly, this might be taken by a person who says he was on his way to go fishing at some apartments. It doesn't look like an apartment. It actually looks like a homeowner on the back deck of a house. And it could be a couple things, if we're actually thinking about it critically and stuff. I know they talked about how it could be a couple of tree guys out there cutting trees down and stuff, and I just chuckled at that because I do that sort of work, and without lights on, I mean, yeah, I mean, technically, 24-hour notice, especially for storm damage, and if there's calls at nighttime and stuff, usually 100%, 120% of the time, you're going to set up lights and you're going to be seeing what the heck you're doing before you're cutting down any sort of tree. And of course, we don't hear any chainsaws. We don't hear any people shouting, communicating and stuff, which is a big factor when you're doing tree work. Communication is everything. Otherwise, you are you're pretty much going to die. I mean, to do any kind of tree work at nighttime, even if you grappling hook with some ropes and you're yanking, or, we have pull hooks and stuff, which we have extenders and stuff. We reach up and you can pull on dead branches and you can yank them and stuff. But to do that with that, especially the bigger pieces and stuff, would be kind of hard and stuff, especially at nighttime. You most likely would see all the poles. Most of the poles are yellow, safety yellow, hazard yellow and stuff, and are insulated. Again, without any lights on and stuff, they'd be just some haphazard stuff. And I made the comment, maybe, Beer Money Bob might try his as a tree service guy, I might do some stuff at nighttime without lights, but no professional service is going to be out there without lights on and choreographing and coordinating what's actually happening, because it's already too dangerous during the daytime. I mean, it's already in the top 5 dangerous jobs, and to do it at nighttime without lights, it's just asking for trouble. All right, so let me see if let's see if I can scroll, kind of do 2 things at once. We're going to listen to this video one more time, go over what he says, and I'm trying to look at where they said what the original name of the video was. I think he actually went to it. I think it's right here. And I just want to, right here. All right, let me go over and see. Oh, my bad. I clicked the wrong thing. Let me bring this back up, and then we'll play this while so, and we're going to go over a couple other things. I want to go over what he says first, and then we'll get into, what it could be, Bigfoot, person. I just want to bring up the fact that I definitely 120% don't think it is any professional tree servers doing a legitimate job out there in any sort of capacity, because that's a big no-no and stuff already. Too dangerous. Insurance. It's not something. I mean, me and my boss laugh all the time. We send each other these memes and reels and stuff of people doing tree work, tree companies, accidents, mishaps, just people being dumb, flat out, like, what the heck are you doing? And there's a lot of wrong ways to be doing tree work, and at nighttime without lights and being a professional mindset, that you're asking for death, honestly. And little stuff, little branches like this, and smaller, you being up on the ladder, you're not secured in any sort of way, can kill you, knock you off ladders, all sorts of things, mishaps. If someone was, if they were on a branch up there on some of those, and we'll get into that later and stuff, especially how much weight branches can hold and stuff. But even a small little, heck, even a quarter size branch that falls down from enough height can pierce through your neck and your collarbone and stuff and kill you and stick through you. You'd be amazed. So that's why I think it's not any professional tree service out there. And you can look right now and look at storm damage work and nighttime tree work, and there's lights. There's as many lights as you can freaking use and get to make sure that the area is completely a little bit safe. Because, I mean, it's especially if you're doing a whole tree, and I mean, there's a lot of waste and sticks and tripping hazards, and no, definitely not. All right, so let's get you guys back onto this, and then we'll probably tilt the screen up a little bit.
I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Says something I think is interesting here in a second, or about a minute or two.
This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought was interesting. This is the second time, and the first time he says that he goes out there and they throw limbs at him, which and then he's saying that there's gorillas out there, implying that. And it doesn't come out and say Sasquatch and stuff, but it says there's gorillas out there, and they're in there destroying a tree. They are throwing limbs at him, and that's what I might have been missed on Steve's show a little bit. He comes out before videotaping this, and that's why it makes it seem like it's a homeowner. I just found the original YouTube channel. It was Jeff X 1414. God or Sasquatch. I was putting God or Bigfoot, so that's probably why I couldn't find it. But you think the YouTube would help a little bit. And so I think, this happened to me. This is the description of it, right? This happened to me when I was heading to fish at an apartment lake around 11 p.m. Approximately 30 seconds after I quit videotaping, the entire tree popped so loud and then fell. I got out of there. But if we look at, at his house, at this building, the structure and stuff, it doesn't appear to be in an apartment. An apartment, unless But let's just keep listening and looking. We're gonna go back to this video.
And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever it is.
I'm going to stop it real quick. I'm actually going to share this and send it off real quick to someone and get some opinions on it. One thing, though, is you never do see any discernible creature in the tree that seemingly is like a Bigfoot throwing stuff at him and stuff. But it's very odd and stuff that how the tree is potentially breaking and stuff. Honestly, let me do this real quick. All right, so we're gonna get some opinions and stuff. Hopefully, that gets responded back here by the end of tonight. But we'll have some updates and stuff. I actually sent that to my boss. I didn't know why I didn't think of that earlier and stuff. Probably just being so busy and stuff. But actually, we'll get his expert opinion. 40 years of the tree industry. I'm pretty sure that it's. I mean, to me, it's one of two things, and the most simplest answer is that the tree is falling apart. But there's a couple things and stuff that does seem possibly a little odd. Let's continue to watch the whole video.
Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look.
See, like when he says right there, they don't like you messing with them. So he's the whole video, which I think is interesting, is implying that there's, gorillas up in the tree, aka Sasquatch, without actually coming out and saying Sasquatch. And then he's saying stuff like, they're getting mad at him. They're throwing stuff at him. They don't like you messing, and they get messed with and stuff. And it's not something someone's coming out there and saying, they don't know exactly what's out there. It's kind of hinting and implying a sort of stuff. And even the original title is God or Sasquatch. And really that is basically the only two things. Well, maybe, God and unknown entity or unknown reasoning. But most of it, I would assume, would be simplest answer, of course, is just the trees falling apart after a storm damage and stuff. And this can happen, for a variety of reasons. Let's keep playing this video to get to the end of it, because I think he says a couple more things.
What in God's name is going on? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name just is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be
It's got to be something and stuff.
I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and at doing this.
The problem is we don't actually get a good, accurate representation of the size of the branch tree and stuff. It's very misleading. We get, when he points to the camera over here, there's some sizable trees right there that look to be maybe at least 24 inches, 30 inches, give or take. And then he doesn't go up there and stuff and see it, and it's interesting. So let's completely watch this video for the next minute.
It's something stronger than a bear, and he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree, about 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter, that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. I think I'm gonna bounce because I think he just hit the ground, which means he's about to face me on foot.
But it is interesting right there that there is a walkway that appears to go like down from the deck and possibly down to a lake. And I was thinking that maybe instead of it being apartments, maybe it's condos, condo style, a little bit of houses around a lake that you have lake access to and stuff like that. So it's not really apartments like we would generally think of, multi-story building apartments type of thing on a piece of property around a little lake that has fish in it. Maybe this is a little bit more of condos and stuff like that.
I don't really want to wrestle with somebody that can tear trees down just because they're mad. My God, look at the tree he just freaking broke in half. What in Jesus' name just...
All right, so as we take a look at the tree breaking and stuff, the fortunate part is he does shut the light off, and I don't think there's any nefarious reasoning for him shutting the light off and stuff. I think that he's just trying to see, he's trying to shut the light off and see what's in the tree, because sometimes you can see a little bit better. You can see silhouettes. You can see the backlit area behind the tree a little bit better than you can see something moving in between that light that you can notice. Yeah, catch up on some of these comments, and I appreciate everyone who's watching and joining in and stuff. Scared Silly, I seen you commenting and stuff. So I'm thinking it's some condo apartment style houses that are probably around a lake because it does look like it has lake access. And the simplest answer is, of course, that the tree's breaking apart and it's slowly doing that. Maybe after storm, maybe he's been doing it for all day long, and he finally came out when he heard popping and started videotaping it. And the comments are turned off um, on the channel and stuff. And every other video that he has is like drone video. We'll just take a look right now. Every other video that he has, besides this one, God or Sasquatch, is fireworks, family stuff, drone footage. Looks like a bunch of drone footage, warehouse stuff, drone footage. Nothing on here that says hoaxing, nothing that's trying to go viral, nothing. I mean, it is just an average Joe's YouTube with a little bit of family stuff, a little bit of hobby stuff, and one incident that obviously he can't explain, and he's attributing to God or Sasquatch. So I'm guessing that is condo style houses around a lake, and he just called them an apartment. Maybe they are apartments, is what they're called there. I think. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think that it's actually did happen to him. Obviously, I don't think it's fake. I don't think that he's hoaxing. I made the video and I put this video out and said, is it Bigfoot, is it aliens, is it some other entity and stuff? Because, if we were having an experience as a researcher of, we heard Bigfoot, or we seen a glimpse of Bigfoot, and this is what we captured, and we didn't get anything on film, but this is what we captured, it would hopefully be pretty interesting enough that people would, open their eyes a little bit. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough to capture anything. Now there are some photographs. I kind of screen grabbed them, and I gotta black out the person's name, but there are some people who are screen grabbing shots of faces that are behind the branches and in the trees as the tree is falling and stuff. And in my honest opinion, if this was a Sasquatch obviously in this tree, causing this to break, and I mean, and so like right there, when you see that little branch falls down and there's like a little leaf that comes down and stuff, that is kind of interesting in a way, because when trees break and stuff, they slowly will crack and will come down, and you'll see them come down, like, and you hear it exactly how it falls and stuff. But usually when there isn't like single limbs and stuff that come down, unless it's extremely brittle at the very ends, so when it snaps, it kinks it enough to where it snaps off and it falls down like that. So that's why I thought was kind of interesting, because sometimes in these videos you'll see the little stuff fall when there's no big cracks or movement, it seems like. And then when you have the big burst of commotion, that could be a tree already cracking over and then finally gives way, of course. So we'll see what my bosses says and stuff, but it's kind of hard to see the tree species by the leaves and stuff right here. I'm thinking without maybe it's some type of maple, or is what I'm probably gonna guess so far. But talking about, I know they were talking about how much weight and stuff some of these branches and stuff could hold, and at the very least, if you are standing and are huddled up next to the trunk and are stepping on branches and stuff, even branches that are, that or 6 inches in circumference, can hold a body weight of a person. And I'll probably pull up some video here in a second. Let me stop sharing this and switch over here. Read some more comments to see people are joining in. You don't see anything. I don't see anything. My problem is it's just not enough to prove one way or another that it was Bigfoot or aliens or cryptids or some, a ghost. Man, I just totally lost my train of thought with that one for a second. I'm trying to do two things at once, but that's okay. All right, so you guys, let me put this on so you guys can see the video again. And then with how much weight can tree branches hold and stuff, usually it always depends on the tree species and a variety of things, but let's take a look and listen. I turned the volume down and stuff because I'm going to talk over it. It depends on, the tree species, how healthy the tree is, if the tree is rotten.
Look, see, he's coming right here.
But generally speaking, branches that are, I would say, a 10 inches to a foot in diameter, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches and stuff, to a foot of diameter or more, it can hold, a couple 100 pounds easily. So especially the more thicker the branch is, the more weight it can hold. And we've definitely done some rigging and stuff where, you do, a couple 100 pounds, close to thousands of pounds. And so I definitely think adult Sasquatches can climb trees. Now, let me pause it right here because it's a good shot.
Oh my God, he just took half the tree down.
So if you guys can see pretty sure you guys can see my mouse. All this little branches, like this stuff right here, not so much. You could probably, as a person, climb onto these crotches and stuff, and where these crotches are is where we do rigging and stuff, and it's at the most strengthened point. But when you get out, especially out to these middle branches or out to the ends, obviously it's not going to hold weight. But the trunk and all this right here, all the way up, is sturdy enough for, I would say, an adult Sasquatch to climb at 1,000 pounds, 800 pounds and stuff. As long as he's at the trunk level and isn't tight roping across the branches, they should be able to climb up there enough. But you would think that you would see a lot more branches, a lot more leaves breaking down if something like that big was moving through, especially a different tree species. You would have a lot of branches in the way. A locust tree, you would see a bazillion branches if it hasn't been trimmed in a while, coming down. A lot of dead matter. I'm thinking this is a maple, kind of a young one too. Not it depends on the species, honestly. It just depends. It might be a Norway, but anyways, it doesn't look like the creature's obviously right here. I would, could be up higher and stuff, and a lot of people thought that it was behind the tree causing damage, if there's something there. I think the easiest explanation and what could most likely be is there was some type of storm damage, wind damage that came through the area, and the trees falling apart. Or sometimes trees naturally fall apart, they get rotten, especially maples. They are notorious for collecting water, getting waterlogged, and getting rotten, and holding a bunch of water. So that's probably what is most likely going on. But I do think it's interesting that the guy also doesn't have any other spectacular videos. He doesn't have anything else other than his drone hobbies and a little bit of his family stuff.
Something. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be a. I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and doing this.
And that right there, I think, was the second one that fell, right?
That's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down.
And then another one.
Something. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And so the simplest answer for that would be the tree branch at the top is split. And one side of the tree fell in front where we see the first time, and then the other one gives way and falls behind that tree because it's probably at the top of the tree, at the very top canopy. And when it splits off, one goes, of course, one way, falls the other way a couple seconds after because it doesn't have the same balancing weight and stuff. And then, of course, a little bit of slight gravity and dynamic forces at play, not too much dynamic forces in play. That usually happens when, we're roping and stuff, and then you have a big shock load or something comes off. So, when I said like branches and we use, a lot of crotches and branches and for roping and rigging and stuff, and it's rated for so much. Usually our workload limit for ropes is like I think 20% and stuff most of the time, and then we go so basically depending on the force, say a tree branch with 10 inches could do 500-pound cut up logs and stuff that we cut off and can tip over and sling off the branch, the rope, and you'll see the branch will jerk and give a move and flex a little bit, but dynamic force weight would be if you cut that instead of a smooth, nice fell, it like pumped shocked it and jerked it, and then it really twisted and jerked the rope at the same time can add a massive amount of weight. You're talking even hundreds of pounds of extra multiplying force. So if a Bigfoot is climbing a tree slowly and sturdy, the weight's not so bad. But if a Bigfoot is coming down a tree and swinging like Tarzan at different angles and stuff, that is going to be some dramatic force that's going to play a lot more disadvantage on how much weight those trees can hold. So a Bigfoot swinging through some trees, it's going to have that, especially an adult one, it's going to have to be a pretty hefty oak tree or hickory or something pretty hard and old enough to handle that sort of weight. I mean, if a Sasquatch was to swing down and, it could break off some branches that are, arm size, 6-8 inches or smaller, I would say, Sasquatches are definitely stronger. A lot of creatures are stronger than humans. Gorillas and even Neanderthals, pound per pound, structurally, were immensely more powerful than humans. So a Sasquatch could be, well over, 20 times, which is typically what they say gorillas are and stuff, or 5 to 10 or 20 times. I think is a good ratio for Bigfoots.
Oh, it's gotta be a. I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8.
I mean, I don't really know if it's healthy. Some of the leaves are missing a lot of those front branches, and that's what I think is a lot of storm damage. Is that reminds me of storm damage? Is something was causing all those leaves to get knocked off, and so just and where it's it got shaved off, like, and gets knocked into it, and slides all the way down. It starts knocking a bunch of stuff off. Usually in storm damage, we'll see that kind of leaves missing. So I'm going to exit out of that, and I think read some comments. We'll put the link in the chat. We got some different people watching and coming and going. So if you guys want to come on, join the stream, talk about Bigfoot or whatever you guys want. It is New Year's. If you got some New Year's resolution you really want to talk about, and everyone can help support you, there's the link to come on. Of course, just if anyone's new from, I think I should be on Kick and Rumble. I hope Rumble's streaming. I had some issues earlier setting it up for some reason. I'll check that real quick. If you're new in here, you never watch this live stream and stuff, come on, be respectful, courteous, calm, cool, collective. Obviously, common sense rules when it comes to live streaming and all that. I don't think we're streaming on Rumble for some reason. That's unfortunate. Yeah, for some reason, Restream didn't. It's linked up to Rumble, but for some reason, I knew when I looked at it and stuff, it wasn't linked up. And then, obviously, when I tried to do it, it didn't. It works successfully for this one, but that's okay. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit more and stuff. We got Robert Dendoven in here. How's it going? Johnny Midnight and stuff, of course. Yeah, it could be apartment townhouses, condos, apartments. I don't think it's out of the norm. And, it is in a suburban area. I think there is some cars around, potentially highway and stuff. Yeah, we definitely mentioned that a little bit, and I kind of agree and disagree with some of the thoughts and stuff. Definitely no tree workers out there doing that. I 100% don't think that's a possibility. I do have a grappling hook actually that I have, but even if you strung one up, if it doesn't break, the grappling hook stuck up there. You kind of have to go climb and get it. Yeah, I figured I'm free on New Year's and stuff, hanging out, and I figured there'd be a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, having fun, going to parties and stuff like that. Probably doing a lot of drinking. I don't do a lot of drinking. I really don't do any drinking. I'm trying to. I haven't drank honestly in like 4 years to be considered enough to get drunk, and I probably had a couple beers too spread out in the last 4 years, but definitely not enough to get tipsy or anything. So if you're gonna, if you're drinking and stuff, call an Uber. Don't be drinking and driving at the very least, and control yourself. I've done a little bit healthier lifestyle, especially this year. I already had a goal. I've kind of met my goal for this year, for this month. Actually, we been doing for a little while on this channel. We've been doing kind of talks about push-ups and getting more off the couch as Bigfoot researchers and getting our bodies as prepared as our equipment before going out, because a good example of that is the two Sasquatchers who just died, right? Because they died of hypothermia. We're probably going to bring up some articles about that right about now, because we're going to probably segue into that, to how working out and getting yourself prepared mentally, spiritually, and physically is going to help you out in the woods in all situations. We're going to probably deep dive into that and maybe potentially what happened and things like that. Abnormal Investigations. Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're doing good. Scott B, nice to see you. getting ready to go to the hotel party. Hopefully, you guys are having fun and all that, of course. So yeah, I already kind of did my goal for this month. I set out to do a lot of freaking push-ups, and I started off that goal thinking, I'm going to try to do 3,000 by the end of December, and I figured, be a good number to try to do, and I decided to, start doing 300 push-ups every other day for all month. And then once I got past 3,000, I made a couple posts in my Facebook. So if you guys are on there, you've probably seen it. When I was at 1,200, and I kept going up and up. And when I reached 3,000, I reached my goal. I reached 4,000. When I reached 4,000, I really felt pretty dang good about myself. But as of today and stuff, to be reported, I am well over 5,000 push-ups. Reps in for the month of December. Oh yeah. Oh, don't want to do that. Right, so I'm gonna pull up this article. But yeah, so and if you guys have noticed and stuff, we've been talking about this for the last year and a half. And I did it in May. I started doing this. I came across this post on Facebook of St. Jude's Hospital push-up challenge to help St. Jude's and stuff, and it was 1,000 push-ups in the month of May, and that was a year and a half ago. It wasn't last year, but it was the year before that. And so I did that, and so I did it. I actually ended up doing this stuff, and it was definitely pretty much a struggle a little bit, because if your body's not used to doing something like that, obviously it's going to be a little bit tough. But over the last year and a half, I've been hammering it out, and so I did 5,000 this month successfully, and I'm actually not feeling too sore. Sometimes I wake up and I gotta like stretch. My collarbones feel like they're gonna they need to break and expand out a little bit. My muscles getting a little too dense right there, but it feels actually really good, especially to hit a goal before New Year's. A lot of people set and wait and set up and get all hyped up, and I already wanted to set out goals and achieve them, and I really think that it helps everyone to start somewhere and work out, and to get your body ready in case any situation can happen, because otherwise you could be found dead while searching for Sasquatch, like these two guys were. So let's go find some news article. What news articles? What's a reputable news source should we get our information from? Do you think we should go to Fox News or some CNN or NPR? What do you guys think I should click on? It probably doesn't matter. It's all the same regurgitated news article is what I'm going to guess. If we just start clicking on several different links and articles. So what do you guys want? Let's go and do, let's see. This one was an hour ago from News 9. That might be Australia. AU. Australia. Yeah. Let's see what the Australian news has to say actually about it, and then we'll just we'll jump to it. We'll jump to different articles, I guess. Why? Oh, give me a second. Chill. It's gonna pop up. I'm your guys' ad blocker right now because it just blew my eardrums out. Holy crap. So yeah, if you're not prepared, and I've been sprouting this for a while. If you're not prepared, if you don't have basic knife, basic stuff, to survive in a survival situation, which is what the official narrative of the story is, right? Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. Kind of blow my eardrums out again. Okay, now we're ready. Now the ads are done. Saved us from having to deal with that. Saved you guys from having to deal with that, I should say. All right, these are two men found dead in the U.S. after going on a Christmas Eve Bigfoot hunt. And this was written in the future. Look at that. So this was written today in Australia. We're just going to say today, January 1st, today in Australia. So make sure you guys can see it and stuff. Two men have died after getting lost in a national forest in Washington State, USA, while hunting the mythical creature Bigfoot. Authorities began searching for the two men both from Portland, Oregon. After they didn't return from a trip to Gifford Pinnock National Forest on Christmas Eve, two men ages 37 and 59 were in a remote forest looking for the mythical creature Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot, when they failed to report back to loved ones on December 24th, in Skamania County. Sheriff, maybe I'm butchering that and stuff. I'm not from there, and unless I've heard it and stuff, and I'm butchering the crap out of it. I don't really give a shit. It's okay. I get nervous when I read out loud to guys and stuff. I've always told the story of why. A grueling 3-day search for the pair involving 60 volunteers and rescuers, dogs, helicopters, and drones took place in the difficult terrain and harsh weather conditions. Their bodies were found on December 29th in the heavily wooded area of the forest. Both died from exposure based on weather conditions and ill preparedness, officials said. Officially, they died because, and I've seen a lot of comments, these dumbass Bigfooters were out there looking for fucking Bigfoot, and they weren't smart enough to prepare and stuff like that. And the laughs, there's a lot of mockery and stuff like that. It's very sucky. Does anyone know these guys? I know that a couple of people that were asking, who are these guys? Does anyone know them? I haven't heard or looked at anything. No one's major has come out and said anything like, oh my God, this is Bob and Tom from Finding Bigfoot, West Coast style. Because it is important to figure out who these people were. Maybe they were onto something, maybe they actually found Bigfoot and he didn't like that. Let's continue to read a little bit more. So the sheriff's office would like to recognize the exceptional volunteers who sacrificed their time away from their families during Christmas. Yep. To assist the agency on this mission, post book, these phenomenal researchers are also fought through freezing temperatures, snow, high water levels, downfall, and heavily wooded terrain. We extend our group of sympathies and condolences to the family. Hundreds of sightings. There's a $1,000 fine or more if one of the creatures are harmed during hunts, but they're not real. So, and I think there's a lot of stuff going on with this one. I think I don't think. It's interesting to find out who these were. What do they look like? What kind of shape were they in? Because 37, I mean, okay, so now they're probably going to say it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find an article. I was talking with some people, and they said that they were both found, they were found together, right? and they died from exposure or hyperthermia, that is very odd for two people to die of hyperthermia together. And, 37, 59 is not too old, depending on what kind of shape and stuff you are. 37 is definitely not old. And depending on the shape and how you are, I mean, you should be able to survive. Now, I want to know is the details of the scene. What was found at the scene? How were the bodies found? What were the bodies doing? Were they laid down? Were they sitting up? Were they leaning against a tree? How were they facing? Were they face down? Were they faced up? How far apart were the bodies to each other? Because this is an odd thing. If me and you are lost in the fucking woods and it's a blizzard coming down and we're both freezing to death, there's going to come a point where I look at you and, we have two choices. There's really only two choices. Either we have to build a shelter and try to survive tonight together and huddle together for body warmth, try to get a fire started. We're going to have to try to do something. How were they found? Were they found together, huddling together, trying to survive, keep warm in a survival shelter, in a makeshift shelter? Yeah, that could be. Unfortunately, there's a lot of different reports and stuff. I could read another article and we'll try to scan real quick. I don't know how much this I'm going to be able to get because looks like I have to subscribe, but we'll try. And so the information is key because if they're found, trying to survive and stuff, okay, or say the father or the older guy, since we don't know the full details if they're actually father and son and stuff, or it doesn't matter. If the older gentleman, 57, is having a heart issue, has a heart attack, or he's dying of hypothermia, and he's literally shutting down. He can't go any. He's falling asleep. He flumps over. As the other person, you can, honestly, it depends on the situation. You either can try to help them survive and get them warm, but if you have no shelter and you're exposed in the middle of fucking nowhere, it basically can't do nothing for him. Most times, and individuals will go and get help. So they're going to leave that dude because there's no way out. They have to go get help. So if a person freezes, they're both freezing to death. You have two people. Usually one's going to succumb faster than the other. They're not going to have as much willpower. They're a little bit older. They're not physically adept. There's something they have other pre-medical conditions going on. Something's going to make usually the older guy, I can't go anymore. I don't have it in me. I'm too old and stuff. He, theoretically, if they're both going to die from hypothermia, from exposure, that guy should die first. So succumb first. That other person, he's either going to stay with them and die or has to go and get help. Most people are going to have to go and get help. And there's been plenty of stories of people walking miles and miles and miles in wilderness, severe conditions, and surviving. And a lot of it is coming down to their mindset and fortitude to keep pushing and going. So I find it very strange that they both succumbed and then they were both found together. How were they found together? In what way? Because to me, as tragic as it would be, if we're caught on the blizzard and we are trying to get the fuck out of there, back to the car, back to civilization, and we have people dropping and stuff, and you physically can't carry them, you physically can't build a survival, you can't do anything, and it's literally, you're going to die if you stay here with this person and they're already pretty much goner. Most logical thing to do is you got to go get help. You got to go where people know where you're at, because you can't do anything there. If you can get back to a car, you can have help. Maybe there's blankets, maybe there's fire starters, maybe there's other stuff that you can use to go back and go help that person. But most logically thinking people are just going to go get help. So I find it very odd that they both, and I would expect the older gentleman to fall down over here. That younger gentleman pushed on more, and he's over here. And he finally gave out, and he couldn't handle it. He died from exposure. Everything was just too much. But you can work your body to death. You start working, it's cold, your body's working, I don't want to say twice as hard, but like twice as hard, let's say, to keep warm and to do the physical activity, especially if you're out in a wooded area, you're miles and miles and stuff. I mean, it's everyone's different and stuff too, but at the same time, I mean, as a father and a son, there's no way I'd leave my son. If I can pick him up and physically care him, I would die with him in my arms. But at the same time, once it gets to old, at a certain point when you have two grown-ups and stuff, it's a little bit different when like a kid and stuff. These are two adults and stuff. And I know the father and love, I know the bond could be great, but with any chance of actually helping to survive, you have to get help. Almost in a lot of situations and stuff in the woods. When it comes to being in the woods, you almost always have to go get help, because you almost can't do anything without outside resources, even to get a person out of to drag a person out of the fucking woods. You don't got a tarp, you don't got no sled device, you don't got, I mean, it's depending on the wood terrain and everything, it almost is impossible by yourself to do it in any timely manner that you could save a person who's dying of whatever. Most of the time it's you got to get help to get rescued out of there, to get airlifted out. You got to get at least more people. And so I really think as an adult and stuff, they could have been ill prepared. They could have got caught in the worst case scenario. They could have, that old man could have had a heart attack, and maybe his son sat there and cried and was depressed. And by the time he wanted to do something, he couldn't. Now that would be very sad. I'm thinking that, something weird happened out there. Honestly, I'm thinking that this sounds like a local story for local consumption. Oh, these fucking dumbass Bigfooters were out there ill prepared. Oh, the weather got them. It goes to show you it's dangerous looking for Bigfoot out there. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, I guess we should look up the temperatures and exactly how cold it was and what the conditions were, because people can survive a lot even if they aren't prepared and stuff. I mean, fuck. Usually before you go way out there and you become super lost, which I thought a lot of articles said that they went to this area fairly often, like it was their spot. And this, usually if you get fucking cold, you get cold and want to go back to the car long before you start freezing to death. I mean, most people like, yeah, their body's like, go back to the car, knucklehead, way before you start ever like, oh my God, I'm freezing to death. I need to do something or I'm about to die. I'm going to die soon. So I really think it's interesting. And I don't think we're going to get answers about how exactly the bodies were found. I don't think we're going to get answers about how close the bodies were to each other. I don't think we're going to find out if the bodies were sitting up, leaning up against a tree, facing down, facing up. What position did they die? A lot of people, with hypothermia, where their clothes are ripped off. Sometimes they rip the clothes off, they get too hot. A lot of people sit down. A lot of people want to go to sleep. A lot of people sit down to rest. And they close their eyes and they don't wake back up in their body. And a lot of it is, dying from exposure is most of the time comes hand in hand with like dying from exhaustion too, because you're dying from exposure. That you can die from exposure without dying from hypothermia, right? Which So you're not dying from just the cold. You're literally dying from being out there. Your body isn't able to handle the stress. And that is a lot of things. When you die from exposure, you can die from exposure, and it's not from hypothermia. Could be nice out. Could be just too much on your body and it gave out. So I really think we should really find, hopefully get some answers. I don't think we're going to. We can read some more articles if you guys want to. Maybe there's some more potential information in there. It would be interesting if someone had insider information or was friends of them or the family enough to get the insider scoop. Because it's very odd. I want you guys to know, if I ever fucking die from exposure, you better, motherfuckers, it's going to look like I'm fucking, I will die crawling out of the fucking woods before I die from exposure. Like I wish I would have videotaped it. But I have walked through rivers and creeks when it was 14 degrees out and everything gets frozen up to my knees, and I'm still walking for a couple hours out there and staying warm, and half my shit's frozen. Like I'm frozen salad and stuff. But in that situation, I'm more prepared and stuff. And preparedness is everything. And maybe that's simply what happened. I kind of don't believe it. I think some weird stuff happens out there, and maybe they've got a little closer to something that they shouldn't have. And I mean, all right, so let's pull up this article and we'll just read this and look at some stuff. If anyone wants to join, the link is in the chat. We'll put the link again in the chat. Don't be scared. You don't even have to show your face. You can just come on and talk. You can go like that, and you can just talk. You don't have to show your face or nothing. And we can talk about anything. Mostly, of course, about Bigfoot, what's been going on lately. And let me pull this up. All right, this is from the Spokesman Review. Just another article I clicked on. I could click on all of them and just see, but we're going to skim through this to see if there's any actual more information or evidence of stuff we could find. So they got reported missing around 1 a.m. So, again, how long were they out there? Because, and this, okay. I'm going to look up the temperature. That was this Saturday. We're going to look up the temperature real quick and of that night in that Washington, because I want to know. All right, so it looks like it was 35, 32 degrees out. So 35 degrees, 32 degrees. I mean, it's enough, but it's, if they had a basic Carhartt jeans and stuff over their jeans, they should have been warm enough to survive it long enough. But if they're wearing straight up jeans and a sweatshirt, again, you would get cold very fast and want to go back to that car. So let's go over back to this article. They appeared to have died from exposure based on weather conditions and ill preparedness. Appeared based on. So to be honest, I mean, they're making assumptions that are based on the simplest explanation, which, they were prepared, but what were they wearing? let's see. I know they're not going to take pictures of the bodies to show us, but like, what were they wearing? They weren't wearing a swimsuit out there, were they? Like, how ill prepared were they? Did they not even bring water bottles? Because I know a lot of people do that, and that is like the most basic thing. So I don't think we're going to get anything else besides exactly this regurgitated information back at us. And that's it. 59, 37, found in a heavily wooded area, appeared to have died from exposure. I don't think we're going to get anything else other than that. I don't think anything other than that's going to be found officially that's going to be put out. Unofficially, how were they found? What were they wearing? Again, face down against a tree, in the water. Like, exactly what happened. Was their clothes missing? What was missing? What was there? What was on their cameras, right? Because if they're out looking for Bigfoot, they might have been filming themselves. Honestly, they've been I don't think they were probably live, but you would think, hey, got a camera, doing little videos. What kind of photos were on the camera? Did they try filming anything? It's unfortunate, and I think it's a big wake up call, especially if this is naturally occurring. Like, it's just weather and just ill prepared. I don't know, guys. I've been going out there much colder than this, and even at nighttime, if you're going into an area that and they go into the spot, they go on trail, they go off trail. I mean, normally, even if you go off trail and stuff in a new spot, I mean, you're not fucking going miles and miles and miles and get lost. I mean, if you pull up to a new spot you've never been to and you go there at nighttime and you just start hiking it, twisting and turning, and you go miles out there, yeah, you're going to get lost. But if you hit up a spot you've been to so often and you go at nighttime often, you kind of know, like, you got to explore the area during the daytime well before you go at nighttime. Generally at nighttime, you especially kind of, as humans, we kind of want to go to the places we're more familiar with. They're less scary, right? Because we've kind of been there a couple times. I kind of know it like my back of my hand. So, I mean, how ill prepared were they? Was this a place they've never been to? This is a place they've been to dozens of times before at nighttime, right? That adds a lot of factors into play. Like, how experienced are they in this area? How prepared or ill prepared exactly were they, officer? Can you provide a list of equipment and stuff that they had? Can we get a checklist of stuff so we can see, oh, well, shit, there's nothing on this checklist. They had a water bottle. That was it. Can we get some evidence of how exactly this actually happened instead of, thinking based on reasonable circumstances, which they are reasonable. I mean, fuck, the weather was cold enough. You could die. You can die of hypothermia and exposure of like 50-degree weather. If you're a weak person, you don't know what the fuck to do, and you're standing in fucking water, and you ain't doing nothing. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and twiddle your thumbs and be depressed and say, "Oh shit, I'm cold, I'm gonna die," and then you spend the next 2 fucking hours sitting there saying, "Oh shit," twiddling your thumbs, "I'm cold, I'm gonna fucking die." Yeah, you're probably gonna go die in a little bit because you ain't getting off your fucking ass and being a human, having that fire of willpower, driving your ass, walking your ass out of the fucking woods. You're cold, oh well. You can I can't remember her name. There's several women from the 1800s who fucking walked miles and miles and fucking through snow and got fucking frostbite and all this other amazing stories that they went through. They didn't fucking die of exposure, and it sounded like much harsher conditions from what I remember. I'll have to look it up. It was I think I want to say there's 2 different stories I want to remember. I know there's this one famous American woman who was captured by Native Americans. I can't remember if it was which tribe. But anyways, she had her baby with her, and the baby was crying. The Native Americans, to be graphic stuff, took the baby and smashed it over a fucking rock because the baby wouldn't shut up. These Native Americans captured and enslaved this woman, and that's what they did on their journey back. And so she obviously was extremely upset, and she waited until they were sleeping and stuff, and then she took she took an axe to them and got away and escaped. But I think she went into snow and had to. She had a very crazy adventure and stuff. But I also want to say that there was other settlers that got caught up in many different like snow and stuff, and I thought there was some other American woman who survived walking miles and miles and miles in freezing blizzard conditions with hardly anything that we would consider gear. Yeah, so as a, I think it's interesting. I don't think we'll ever come to find any answers from the officials other than, maybe we could do some FOIA requests. I know Eric from Media Palace likes to do that. Now we could do some FOIA requesting on this here in a couple months, where we could FOIA request items found on the bodies, items found. We can FOIA request some documents and stuff pertaining to this case. We could FOIA request body cameras if there were body cameras used and found. I'm not exactly sure how graphic and stuff we would be allowed to get, if we would be able to obtain footage of them finding the actual bodies and documenting the crime scene and stuff. But I do know that you could get a lot of information and stuff. You just got to pay for it. And depending on if it's, censored, I guess. I know they, would censor like a lot of like serial killer, crime scenes and stuff like that, like a Dexter crime scene from the show Dexter. So I don't think we would be able to get anything like that, but we should, get more information than what is being put out in the news through FOIA requests. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to be a citizen of that state, obviously, to get a FOIA request. We could email the sheriff county. I would wait, a month or two, a couple months. The longer that you wait, the more information could possibly be wrote up and found and stuff. It's going to probably take later, especially, I don't know if there doesn't sound like they're going to do autopsies and stuff, but maybe if there's body cams footage, maybe we could get something interesting out of that, audio conversations of the police on the scene. If you can't get the footage, maybe we get audio of what they found and what some of the things they said. All right, so we got 30 minutes until New Year's is going to drop, and we're probably going to actually we could watch the ball drop on here if you guys wanted to do that. That would really be pretty interesting, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are watching the ABC or any of the news that are in New York right now. I'm sure it's been a little bit of an interesting shit show the last couple times, and with drunk commentators and wackadoodle people doing wackadoodle stuff. So I don't really find that kind of stuff entertaining. It's good to laugh at, but that's about it. So kind of was hoping someone else would join and stuff. Links in the chat. You don't have to be so scared. I know everyone's doing this, and I asked a couple people, and they're a little busy. Some people didn't respond, which is all good and stuff. But it'd be a lot cooler if someone did come on. We could bounce off ideas off each other and stuff. But that's okay. I do have a video I guess I could play for you guys. And there's other live streams and stuff going on, I'm sure, too. Might not have a show Saturday. It might be a little later. I'm not quite sure. So it might start at like 11 if it was later. I'm not quite sure if 10's going to be, if I'm going to be able to do one, that one, the start time basically. Um, yeah, I actually was hoping to have some researchers on here to talk about some new year expectation plans and ideas for strategies that they were going to employ. Because it is 2025. I think that we need to change things up a little bit if we're gonna get these things on camera, get it proven, get it verified, get enough traction going to where maybe there's some crowdfunding from people who want to see researchers go out there and get the real deal and believe in some of these people who have integrity that are actually trying to go out there and get the job done. All right, I guess we'll do it this way. All right, so we are going to show some footage from the 168 expedition without blowing my freaking eardrums off, and without blowing my freaking eardrums off. So yeah, let's see. I should be able to share it, and then we can just do this. And then can you? Oh no! Yes. Okay, we're gonna share the entire screen. Okay, yeah, share audio. I just won't be able to see the comments. That's okay. All right. So now we'll share this entire screen right here. So I don't know how much we're able to get all through this, especially if I start making commentary and stuff. But this is from the 168 expedition. This is the last night, one of the last nights, actually, the last night. And this was just after we all had a bonfire out in this particular area at the crossroads, is what we're going to say. And then as we were leaving, going back to the car, most of the group was ahead of us, like Carrie Arnold and Jeff. I'm forgetting it. Jeff Townsend was there. There's a couple people in front of us, and then there was a group of us who stayed back, and basically we thought we were hearing something and potentially started having some activity around us. So one of us starts making a call. I'm videotaping on the night vision, and so let's play a little bit. This is at the crossroads right here. Or just a... Let me skip ahead. Okay, yeah, so this is as we're actually just walking away and stuff, and we'll get to a point where we start hearing stuff, and then everyone starts to walk away. So that was Carrie Arnold that was doing that wah sound, and I forgot how long that was. We stopped right there. So you know, this is like the last Hail Mary in this area with this all the group of people, you know, in this spot. You know, we went out there to have a fire, to sit out there, to relax, talking around the campfire, just bullshitting. And you know, this is the last resort of like, you know, we're on our way out, you know, let's just do anything we can to basically get any kind of response, because it was kind of basically lackluster at that moment before all this started happening, as we are about to videotape, because I, you know, just started rolling. And so we started, you know, making hoots and hollers and calls and stuff, call blasting, because, you know, at this point we're thinking, well, you know, if they're not next to us in this area, let's call them in. Let's do anything we can, because we're literally just about to leave and, you know, leave Florida, the entire state of Florida, and go back across the country. And so that's why we're making calls and stuff.
Having trouble?
No, turn it off.
Oh.
I believe that's yeah. Yeah, that's Christopher Noel that I'm walking with. And interestingly enough, like I said, me and him, I think he would agree with me and stuff. And Mark Zasky has put the video out, and certainly agrees with us that we actually had an experience with one of these creatures in Florida. We thought we were hearing stuff, and we actually, you know, gave some apples out. I actually stuck my hand in one of these, like these bushes that you see right here. I stuck my hand in there trying to give the freaking apple to whatever we thought was around us. Of course, nothing happened. But after that, when we got to the four-way, and the other group of people came, and we were talking, and they had incidences that were happening at the same time. So, which was very interesting. Like Mike getting the flashlight knocked out of his hands. Like he was walking with this big cop flashlight, and something knocked it off his hands. It went through there, flipped and broke. They were hearing stuff around them. So they were telling us that, we were telling them what we thought we were experiencing. So our group separates. Me and Chad standing there bullshit and talking. I have the camera, and I turn, and this creature spider crawls across the trail. And I've told this a number of times, and it crawled and it looked at me. And it was bald, humanoid head, unbelievable. It was from the same direction and behind the bushes, from basically where me and Christopher Noel thought we were having something in these bushes. Now, I think we were like, you know, 100 yards away from the four-way, so like it had to follow us over there. But it crossed over from the same side from where me and Christopher were at, the same path and stuff, and they went directly towards the other group of people and went around. And so that's actually why we're in this spot, because we went back to that four-way and we camped out there. And now we're walking along the stretch that where me and Christopher Noel had our whatever we thought were encountering us. Farther down, and it would be on the left, but it's all basically all these same bushes right here. It looks the same. And so that's why all of us are at this spot right now. Nothing's happened, so we're doing a Hail Mary call, anything to get a response. So that's kind of the long story of what's actually going on here and stuff. Let me let's see if there's any comments. Okay, go back to this.
This ragtag bunch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it was the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that kind of thing. They're hunting elsewhere.
Well, we were just by ourselves.
Yep. And they were only 3 in the other group.
Right.
Checking out what to do with it. Really good.
Hard to say.
Did you get those apples?
Huh?
You look for those apples?
Back that way.
Oh, well.
Let's do it tomorrow or something.
I think it's, I like it with something in the paper.
Yeah, something would probably take them. I think we wouldn't really know. Yeah. Yeah. Just, yeah, hanging out.
Trying to lag back. That might have been Todd right there, the camera guy. Forgetting his last name.
Yeah, dead quiet.
Todd Cumbers. He was awesome down there being the film guy. So what you guys are hearing in that background, that loud and whippoorwills and bugs galore, and the very alive forest habitat that is down there in Florida. This is on a Psionics Aurora Black. I don't think anything starts happening here in a couple minutes. We and Christopher and all start hearing something, or someone hears something first, and it'll start to lurch into us, and then we start looking, scatter around.
We're not going to be there when he turns around.
Like that deer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't have to have a reason to eternally regret for getting my bag.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little too quiet. I mean,
So we said last night right before stuff started happening. Remember?
yeah, but last night was definitely more quiet. Not as many bugs, it seemed like.
There were more of these we are for real birds last night.
Yeah,
And Zasky's right. They're like in a symbiotic relationship with the squatches moving around, little mice and stuff scattering, so
oh, yeah.
birds come down and get them. He thinks they're owls. I don't know about that.
Those things are owls?
That's what he said. He might be thinking of a different bird, but this is the ubiquitous bird that you'd think he'd be thinking of.
Right.
So I'm filming behind us as we walk a different way. That's why it's like that and stuff. And all right, so we'll keep going, and then once it gets midnight and stuff, we'll probably go like maybe see the ball drop if you guys want to, or gives a shit. Honestly, it's the same thing, ball drops. It's New Year's, but nothing really changes, especially if you don't break the old habits that keep you doing the same thing that you want to change. So, all right, let's continue with this. I know they're gonna make a couple more calls and stuff, and then this is like 22 more minutes long and stuff. So this is from start to finish, potentially something that happened the very last day. And this footage has never come out. I've never shown this. I think we might have shown a little bit of clips here and there, but not from start to finish. And if we had, it was buried in the middle of a live stream that, doesn't get a lot of views. I am going to put this out as a video in and of itself. I have a lot of different videos and stuff that I'm trying to get together and stuff, and was hopeful there's more footage out there. But it seems like if there's any new footage that's going to come about, it's going to come from here. And so this is the only thing besides the red eye shine, which I have shown that and do have that up. This is the only other thing that I have of something potentially going on.
Yeah. Got past your road.
Nope, it's back that way.
That was the worst.
We had to walk that way.
Pathetic. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, right around here.
Okay, good.
No. Stop clock is right twice a day.
What happened when you used the flashlight?
What?
You got a flashlight in my driver's hand.
Oh, yeah.
That was down there.
That was back and to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think that was Jeff.
Yeah, he was in pothole something.
Pretty graceful, actually.
Yeah,
very graceful. You did that
I
in
almost
slow
don't
mo.
feel.
You didn't film it, did you?
I did film it.
You did?
Oh, jeez.
I remember thinking,
Oh, he's on camera.
And that's right. Now he'll justify having him in the original opening interview. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
that was funny.
He almost caught
He
himself.
had it. It was
He
like,
almost caught himself.
I know. I was like, oh, is he gonna catch him? Is he gonna catch him? And then, oh no, he's down the
I remember that. That was good.
He sprang right back up.
I thought about turning the camera.
Tough guy there.
That's right, man.
Everything was
Stuff we don't
happening
make him out of anymore.
so fast.
That's right.
Oh, that was great.
That was hilarious.
I had to think about that for a second.
Just close enough to
not
possibility.
quite.
He might be 80, so just outside of the realm of possibility.
I'm like, my grandma was 92.
Probably
No.
wouldn't spring up after falling in a ditch.
Yeah, she wouldn't get back up.
He'd still be there. I can't believe talk about that.
Yeah. Being a cameraman, all right, on point.
It's the most exciting thing that's happened in the entire expedition. He's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, might be feeling it for sure. Is that bush right there, or was it up more?
It was after it got thick, so it might have been in June. Or it might have been, yeah.
I don't have my
It
headlights.
wasn't that far, the bushes weren't that far from the edge, right? It was
No. Yeah.
We missed there.
Yeah, we're trying to find the
I think
spot
it's up here, so.
where me and him had activity, but
Oh no!
I didn't have my headlamp. And walking from the opposite direction,
Give me
we
the
went.
blooper.
Reenact.
You're gonna
Man,
be
you
the
went
blooper,
down
man.
into the ditch too, man. You took a tumble,
You'll
bro.
be sore tomorrow morning.
And you popped right back up, man.
That was fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet. That sounds tough as a nail. Yeah, kind of hard to catch.
And that's what's good about the psionics and stuff. When it's really ambient light is out, it's fantastic. But if there's not really good ambient light out, you don't see as far as that as in this video and stuff. This is kind of like perfect conditions and stuff. And I am also using a aftermarket IR light that I taped up to the video recorder. So that's why some of it you'll see is like super purple when it's like shine on. You'll see it on as we played and stuff when I come up on like some logs and different stuff as we spread out. Yeah, let me look at the chat real quick, see if anyone has been gracious enough to comment and stuff.
Drama.
It was. It's like it was trying to take off and fly like a bird. It was like,
It was definitely good times down there.
oh, a little something. Like skunk cabbagey. Yeah, I smelled that.
So right there's the cow pasture. That's why you can see a little bit of the fence rail right there.
What's up, man?
It's open.
We just started smelling some skunkies.
So this researcher right here actually has a thermal scout, TK scout. So it's not the best and stuff, but that's why he was saying I thought I seen something. There. He's on his thermal right there.
Like
That's that IR light.
I saw reflection right this way. Oh. This might have been your light. I thought I saw something moving. Independent of it. Still hot spot?
And sorry, it might get a little loud with the buttons. I'm pushing buttons and stuff. I gotta zoom back out and.
well, let's go walk over there then.
And that's the simplest answer, guys. Is if you see something over there, well, let's just go walk over there. And because what's the point of I see something on thermal? I see something. Okay, go. So I'm kind of famous for like, all right, well, let's go over there, guys, because it's only going to be a couple things. It's going to be a Bigfoot, some other animal that's most likely going to run away, just like probably the Bigfoot would. And that's more, a misidentified tree or bush or rock or something like that. So let's go over there. Total fail on that one. Epic failure on that little whoop. So let's start walking over there. I mean, if it's on thermal, you should be able to see it run away, right? Get up and move. So I'll volunteer myself. We'll go over there.
Where? What? Oh yeah.
They're already back at the truck.
Well, this is just a. Something's glowing right there. Else can't be.
They were like little bugs or birds or something. They flew off just now.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We're gonna be. Let me pause it real quick. We got the caller kid. Let me get you in.
I'm here. I'm here.
What's up, caller kid? James, how's it
Oh,
going? I gotta figure out something real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Just delete it real quick. All right, so now we're not in like super time warp. Happy New Year's, everyone! It's a countdown. I guess if you guys wanted to watch the ball drop, it's dropping right now.
oh, is it?
Uh,
I don't care too much.
How's it going, James? Nice to have you wake up from your
I'm just
nap.
watching your video while the New Year ticks down.
Fuck yeah, might as well. I mean, yeah. So how's it going? How's it going, man?
You know.
Busy working.
Yeah. No.
What else?
Busy relaxing.
Yeah.
Before I go
Yeah,
back
I
to
hear ya.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. No, I figured I'd be doing it in a live stream. I ain't getting drunk and partying and going to some bars or doing all that.
Yeah. Who needs? Why would you need to do that?
It's I don't think it's the best thing you could be doing.
Yeah, you could be out in the woods right now.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking about that too, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" But
The fireworks are probably.
I don't
Going
think
off
that
like
would be a
crazy.
problem. They might actually watch some of stuff. No, I mean I could have and stuff, but I kind of wanted to do this, and got to do a little fixing and stuff on the Blazer, and
You got a blazer?
you know.
What year?
So that I think it's a 98 two-door black.
Oh,
It
you
was
got the
nice.
nice one. Okay.
It was nice, but there's a little accident that happened, so I gotta.
Yeah, I heard you had.
I didn't. It wasn't me. My dad did it, but
Oh,
I was like, fuck. So,
what's wrong with it? What got smashed in?
the front corner. So like
Is it the left side or the right
light,
side?
the left side, driver's side.
Oh,
So
the
we gotta
driver's
replace.
side. Okay.
Yeah, you're
That's
basically
not too bad.
replace. No,
The other side had the
bumper.
battery, so you could have the battery get crushed in.
No, we just had we got to replace like
Because
the
that's what
core
happened to
support.
ours. Ours has the battery that crushed in, and then the radiator is bent a little bit. Because we have a 99 Blazer.
Nice. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's. No, we're gonna get back to it's a video actually. We're gonna get back to playing it and stuff and doing some commentary. As always, a good movie to enjoy with the kids. Books are better. But yeah, it's the New Year's 2025. What a fucking ride it's been this last year. I don't know about you, but I'm good with 2024. So yeah, we'll go back to the video and stuff. And no, we gotta replace the bumper, core support, which is fucked. Maybe the radiator.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
quarter
you don't
panel.
have to replace the core support. You can. There's ways you can like get it to go out more, but I mean, you if it's like really bad, I
depending on
guess,
how,
right?
I mean, I mean, it's enough to might as well.
Is it like the hood doesn't like close right? Is it
Yeah,
that
yeah,
the
the
issue?
hood's
Yeah,
new
yeah.
hood, quarter panel, inner fender wall or wheel wall, however you want to call. Not the inner fender wall, but it's like the wheel well or.
Yeah, I know you're talking
It's not
about.
the pain in the ass one.
I did deal with all that.
Yeah. So, I think we're estimating like $750 later.
I mean, you can go to the junkyard and get spare
But it's not
parts,
bad.
or like Rock Auto, you can buy stuff.
Oh
off
yeah,
of
we're doing
there.
Rock
Yeah.
Auto and
O'Reilly's
there's
is pretty good too.
this other website. I mean, Chevys are fucking cheap though. So like,
Oh yeah, Chevys are cheap.
I mean, comparably, 700, even if it's like $1,000 to get it back function. It drives and it does. There's no clunking or nothing. Like it drives and goes reverse. Everything's fine. But if it was a brand new fucking car, man, it'd be like $750 for like body work. Not even like replacing anything. And fuck core support. Everything's total at that point.
What do you think?
On any new vehicle, I mean, I'm just like, wow. So it was mint. It has like 45,000 miles on it, 48,000.
Oh really? That's really low.
Like,
Mine
it was fucking mint. Like
ours
it was.
Ours has like 250,000. So.
Oh no, dude, this is like
mint. Okay.
no, but it's been a work in progress and stuff. Had to replace a couple things here and there, but it's not.
Was it like weather related, or was it like a fender bender with another person?
Oh, a fender bender. Some lady pulled out
okay.
in front of my dad and clipped him, and then got pissed and blamed him, and then
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fuck, of course, cop came and instantly like, oh yeah, this is no brainer. Basically, they were trying to turn left, and they jumped out of the left turning lane and got back into this other lane, and whatever, it happens. But so that's I gotta spend my time doing that. I can't be.
Oh, it's not too easy. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube.
Oh no,
you can find everything for that thing.
Yeah, no, that's the good thing about Chevy's. Parts are plentiful and it's easy to work on. I think we might have to use a diagram.
The core support, though,
cut some of the bumper out.
I guess it depends on how bad it is, but we were able to take a ratchet strap and attach it to another thing and like stretch out the core support to enough where we get the hood to close. It was a little sketchy, but I mean, it did work.
Yeah, I mean, I think that enough that within the budget, we're just gonna replace a bunch of stuff and water pump and stuff,
Oh, the water pump got damaged too.
No, but
okay, yeah.
So it's. I think it sat for a little while and stuff, and I drove it up from Ohio. And it's been doing pretty good, so there's a lot of life into it. It's worth it and stuff. We didn't pay too much for it, and the money that's being invested. I could flip it right now and part it all out, and someone would eat it all up, I'm sure. So,
yes, I will take it.
Oh man, see, so that's why it's an amazing find, amazing buy. So no, we're gonna get it done the right way, and as long as the mainframe's not bent, we're good. And we're thinking, even if it's not, but all right. So yeah. Do you have any plans for this New Year's and stuff, or before we jump into the video again? I know I was kind of just passing by time with it and stuff, but I did mention that we would show some videos and stuff. But you got any personal things you want to share for your plans, New Year's? Any things you would you want to do for the Bigfoot things. I know we just had we were going to go on this winter camp out, but it kind of fell through.
Yeah, if we could get another one going, I don't know. I got to figure out what's going on with work first.
And that's the problem is with, especially with us, is like work, family, work, and it's like we're all trying to juggle a day. It's like, oh yeah, and then something happens, the freaking blazer gets hit and stuff like this. It's like, oh fuck, man. And it's funny, it happened the day after Tyler said, oh
really?
guys, I can't do it. And so I was like, oh fuck, okay. Yeah, well, I guess we really aren't going and doing anything. So
I was talking to him a little bit in the chat, trying to see what we could do, but he said it was a family thing, you know. And then he said like last weekend he was available, but then I already had plans, so it's just like, yeah. And they said this weekend he's available, but I don't know if I'm available. So
I'm not available. Not this weekend. Next weekend coming up though, depending on, you know.
I don't know.
Takes time. It takes time. I'm pretty sure not this weekend though, but next weekend I definitely could do stuff, and probably will be going out. Actually, I'm getting that itch and stuff. And it's been weeks, so I need to get out there again. Especially if we get a lot of snow, you know, kind of been like hitting and missing. I know the weatherman was like, "Oh, we're gonna get hammered," and we didn't get shit.
We got rain.
Yeah, like. It was so disappointing because I was, you know, before the Blazer took a shit, I was looking forward to like, oh, this big old snowfall, like, gonna get out there, look for tracks. Nope. So, but there are some areas and stuff I want to hit up next over by you guys, actually, on the other side of you guys.
Really?
Yeah,
like a county?
I don't know, where the fuck county you guys live in, and the
We're in
coast.
Macomb.
Okay, so no, the coast. North coast of you guys.
So
yeah, there's a lot of places.
You talking about like the thumb, or are you talking about
no?
Like
I'm talking like this,
right there, like Port Huron.
Maybe above and below that. Yeah, depending on the map. I gotta look at the map.
Okay. I mean, I have an
idea. north of you guys, like you know.
I have a rough idea of where you're thinking, because there's some spots up there I wanted to go, but Tyler was like, nah. So, I mean, if you have, you know, reports, then I guess maybe.
Yeah, and you've been looking at that Bigfoot mapping project, or what we showed in the last.
I didn't look at it again, but I was watching you look at it.
We'll pull it up right now. Might as well. And then we'll try to finish this other video out. If we don't finish this video out, guys, from the 160, I will I'll put it out. I'll just put it there. I probably won't be doing any editing and stuff, just raw.
It's only 22 more minutes on it. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I mean, but you know, I don't know. You know, I sometimes get all jumping all over the place, excited.
Yeah.
Like the whole last live stream, we didn't even look at the Bigfoot video of the something in the tree crashing, making it crash. I literally put before the live stream, so
yeah.
So sometimes, you know, I just get carried away. So yeah, as we look at this map, you know, it's interesting.
I mean, other than a winter camp out, I'd like to hold on. If I can find it.
Let me get it to where you guys can see the map.
I'd like to go out with Brian Sawyer. I don't know where exactly, but we could take up somewhere.
Yeah, he's actually hit a couple of spots over next to you and stuff, and spots that a little bit out of my reach, I would say. I mean, if I'm going to spend 2 hours to go drive somewhere, I usually like to go.
I mean, if we went to our encounter area, you know what I'm talking about? If we went there. I don't know if that's too far for him, though, because he's like in the thumb, but I don't know. We'll figure it out, right?
No, he's in like Detroit.
Oh, he is? Oh, crap.
Yeah,
I thought he lived in the thumb.
No, I don't think so. He had that little thing in Sandusky. I thought that was closer to him than up in the thumb. So yeah, there's some other people in Michigan
Sandusky's
that
in the thumb.
I thought it was south. No, it's south
No,
though.
Sandusky's in the thumb.
Oh, I am thinking of
Ohio.
no. Starts with the M. Monroe.
Oh, that's south. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's towards
thinking
the border.
Monroe and like Toledo. Or what's the other city around there?
There's a few.
Yeah, I don't go there enough. I don't go to that around there enough to be familiarized with that.
Says
So
he lives in Birmingham.
Oh,
So I guess you're right.
why is this not working?
Actually close to me, but well, I don't know.
Okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. Sure. Okay, here we go. So yeah, as we pull out the Bigfoot mapping project,
You got fireworks going
Michigan.
off by you?
Yeah, can you hear him?
Yeah, you can hear mine.
No.
Oh,
So yeah, and I pulled up a different image with more dots on the map. Val's map.
oh, this is Val's map. I didn't know.
No. This is the Bigfoot mapping project, but I have pulled up Val's map. That is like at least 2 times as many sightings, 3 times. I think depending on how many he has like almost 300 or 200 or something. And Val has like 2,200 and something. So
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot.
Robert is talking about something I think you've talked about before of Bigfoot and dogmen living in abandoned houses in Detroit.
Oh yeah. Give me a second. Pull this up. You guys can't see that, or so here's a
No, I
story
can
for
see
me to
it,
think
yeah.
like. Okay. I heard another chat that someone from northern Michigan said that they have hunters come up from Detroit who are policemen. They told them they were dog man living in abandoned houses in the city of Detroit. I've heard Bigfoot's down there doing that. Again, is dog man? Are you guys? You're seeing the map, right?
No, I do not.
You guys don't see the map?
I don't see it. No.
Okay. Okay. It says it's sharing it.
Let me see if it's on YouTube. Hold on.
No, it should be like on your screen to see it too. Like you should see me and you at the bottom.
No, it's not. Oh, I see it now.
Okay, and we should be on YouTube so everyone can see it. Yeah, in Detroit. Let's go to Detroit. This is just south of.
It just reports in Stony Creek.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Really?
This whole creek. Well, you got to look this creek right here. And as we zoom in, this is mostly farmland.
Oh wait, sorry, that's south. I'm thinking more north.
Yes, Frenchtown and stuff, Stony Creek. This is all mostly farmland with sporadic development. So, as a Bigfoot, you only need to go. What are these? I'm not sure what those are. You only need to go, from wood line to wood line, especially since you have this little airport right here. Most of this forest access would be limits to people. But you can go all the way as long as that time and you're not looking in people's houses and you're just walking by. You can travel pretty far. And you just need to cross some roads. A lot of Bigfoot are reported around Milan.
Really?
Yeah. They're not on here. There's a Bigfoot all reported all through here. Let me pull up Val's map just to give you guys an idea, because this my map that I have has more than this. This is a good representation of basically the areas that are mapped, because on my map and Val's map, it's all of this area that is just more sightings. Like, that's all it is. So basically, this is all the general spots, which is almost all big chunks of woods, especially in these spots down here. Like, there is literally nothing but woods, farmland, and small developments, small communities, small towns. But it's mostly, farmland and stuff. So all these people right now, instantly, are most likely at the bar, at their house, staying in their house. They're not going in the woods. No one is out in these woods right here, right now, right? Maybe unless they were hunting, probably no one's been out in the already around this Deer Lake, hanging around this swampy area. It's too cold. It's wet and rainy. All it has to do is get from one area, and this is all country. You can move around and get all through here. It can be sighted over here in Clayton or in Sandy Creek. And you keep going down. Oh, now you're just crossing state lines. And now you got a highway to cross. I don't think that's an actual highway. I mean, it's farmland, sporadic houses. To me, this isn't anything that's unnavigable for Bigfoot. Bigfoot can migrate through this, no problem. To me. Now, as we get to this highway, I wish we had see, there's an underpass right here. All a Bigfoot has to do, and is that a train track or is that a road? Probably a road. Train track? Road. All Bigfoot has to do is wait till nighttime and go underneath this little overpass. And it's in the middle of a countryside, so there's not going to be too much traffic. And you can continue to go south and be next to cities. You can keep going south. Especially on train tracks and stuff, when you have long paths and stuff. I mean, you can travel pretty far compared to where we got, which is up here. So this idea that Bigfoot can't migrate or are landlocked in civilization and are unable to get from one side, I don't think is legitimate. We'll take a look at Florida and stuff, because there's some interesting sightings. Like right here. And that is the PFR report right there. So let's take a look at some of the areas that we were kind of down in the 168, and before we go back to this video. So yeah, it looks like they I would say this is the area we were at. That sums it up, right? There was actually a number of Bigfoot reports in here, and then down in the Big Cypress in the Everglades, which is really wild. But as we scroll and stuff, and we have huge development and civilization, and then you have swamp. And I guarantee you, there's people on this trail, but there's no one that is going from this house and going straight out into this swamp, this alligator infested area. So when people, and I know like Pat Squatch Talk doesn't think any fucking Bigfoot's in Florida, and they take a look at this and they're like, nope, ain't no way. But when people visit this area, 99% of the people are on the trails. Hunters are not necessarily going to go in all these swampy areas. And you do have a lot of access and stuff. Trails that looks like they got cut off in different roads, different systems built. I mean, ain't no one walking all the way crossing this stream, that stream, this stream, this stream, this stream, and getting right there. There's a lot of places like that in Florida. Jim Corbett Wildlife Area. Let's go check was it the Green Swamp? Right here, yeah. The Green Swamp, which is a lot of people, right? And a lot of people live next to it. But as we see, and there's sporadic. Development right here. These are some development, but there's a lot of chunks of land, a lot of wilderness right here. Even right here, the Sasquatches, I think, can get from the Green Swamp. You can go across this creek river right here. There's some houses, but at nighttime, everyone's all partying and drunk or whatever. Potentially could get through here. You have a lot of sightings over the years, so it'd be nice if hopefully get Val on and get a group of people actually on with Val to talk about some of that stuff. Robert Dendover, no map. There it is. Okay, Clinton River runs through Stony Creek. But the Simi, yeah, let me go back to the map and show Detroit. I thought it was on like the southern edge in the coastal regions. And then we are going to play the rest of the 168 footage for you guys. If anyone else wants to come on and join the live stream, just join with the link provided in the live stream chat. All right, let's go back to Detroit. Yeah, I'm not sure what I have others on for or what they mean. There's a lot of stuff. Anyways, that there was sightings. Well, right here, there's supposedly there's some people and some sightings on Bell Island. Whatever. There is an old story that Val actually talks about, and he told us on the live stream, a couple of live streams he's been on. I think he tells this story. Old Fort Detroit, and Bigfoot having actually a couple incidences at Fort Detroit where Bigfooted are spotted around the fort and actually trying to come over the walls of the fort. And then there is another story of Bigfoot's traveling down the river systems to Fort Detroit and then crossing over Lake St. Clair to Harson's Island region, which the Canadian side, where they lost a group of Sasquatches in the swamp. They dove underneath of the shoreline and were lost. So Val has some reports about that. So there's reports, and what I theorize is if the Sasquatches are swimming over from Harson Island and this swampy region, and all this is mostly farmland and stuff. I'm not sure why that's not shown real quick. But you have a lot of farmland. It's highly developed, but a lot of farmland. So when everything's in crop and everything's like the corn is almost 12 feet tall, that's plenty of area and room and hideout spaces for Sasquatch to roam through. They could cross over here and maybe get into some of these areas or swim across Lake St. Clair, across along the shoreline if they are getting to Belle Isle and come to some of these spots. But there are also reports along the river right here, along this river system and the River Rouge that I think goes all the way to like Ann Arbor. There's a couple different drainage canals for the River Rouge and others that have been reported as Bigfoot activities, like old canals and drainage canals. Some of the old abandoned houses, I want to think, I'm not familiar with like the fucking neighborhoods and stuff, but I wanted to think that it was so this was a couple years ago, like early 2000s, when a lot of the houses were abandoned. They had wild dogs. In fact, National Geographic a special in Detroit about feral dogs, wild, loose dogs, like a bunch of German shepherds and pit bulls mass breeding with each other to make all sorts of mud and stuff. And they were a pack that were roaming through whatever part of Detroit. It was the same areas as the Bigfoot was reported. I want to say on the east side for some reason, but I'm not familiar with the neighborhoods enough to fucking know. It could be in these areas too. I don't know. It was a section that they were thinking about turning into like zombie paintball theme park and stuff. That came out a couple years ago. They wanted to turn all the abandoned houses and land into like a zombie paintball theme park. So that area.
I don't remember hearing about that.
You do or don't?
No, I don't.
No. It was, it was on a news article, like some extravagant idea of what we could use this areas for, and I know they're doing a lot of rebuilding and stuff. So I don't even know if those abandoned houses would even be there now. I know they demolished a lot of stuff too. This would have been late or mid to late 1600s, 1700s. So 16 something. And you can watch that story or listen to the story with Val Zavala on, I think every interview he's done on this show, he's talked about that story and brought it up. He usually goes into how he got started, and which is very interesting and stuff. And then he gets into the Bigfoot arena, and that is to his knowledge, that's the earliest reported sighting in Michigan, and it came from a military telegraph sent overseas. And I know some of the French have some telegraphs and some interesting stories of Sasquatches and early colonists. All right, so let me put up this video back up, and then we'll just keep playing and making commentary on it. We'll eat up the rest of the time.
I was just looking at that map for a little bit, checking out areas I've been to, seeing if there's reports.
Yeah, let me pull up
Waterloo. I mean, those areas we go into, there was a few reports in that area, but most of them for like 1970, 1980. And then there was one recently in 2022 at Pickerel Lake, but it was just audio, it looked like. I'm pretty sure I've been to that lake too.
Yeah. There's a lot of sightings that give me a second. I'll pull it up. I'll pull up Val's map. There's a lot of sightings in a lot of places that you wouldn't expect, especially here in Michigan. And I think a lot of states, that's why a lot of people have a hard time looking at some of those sightings and saying, how could there be a Bigfoot there? that. Now we do this. I hope this is it. Should be it. Oh, well, we'll see. I guess I don't know. Shouldn't be. Nope, that's not it. Say shouldn't be any naked girls or anything popping up, so we should be good there. Just gonna be the wrong thing.
Good.
Yeah. 3F85. This should be it. All right, so here is Val's map. Can I move you out of the way? Oh, let me do this. Like this. There, bam, there we go. So this has obviously more sighting reports on it. I think Val made an attempt to just try to put dots on the map, but then I'm not quite sure how many dots are on the map, but I reckon there's a lot more than what's on the Bigfoot mapping project. And so if there's close to 300 on the Bigfoot mapping project, there's at least twice as many on this map. And I know that Val has 2,200 and something reports in Michigan. Dozens of reports from this year. So we're going to try to get him on. We're going to try to get him on and talk about Michigan Bigfoot, Bigfoots in America, and go through some of the key points that he has.
I was gonna say we should probably have him map ours out, but that'd probably be tough remembering them all.
No, I mean, this is a pretty good representation. I think that this is about as good as you're going to get for how many sightings are actually depicted in Michigan. My map is not as filled with this one, but if you look at the Bigfoot mapping project and you look at this one, it's all the exact same areas, except for this one is just more sightings. And these have more sightings in all of the farmland areas where I said, Bigfoot can travel through, even though it looks like developed enough and there could be a small little city here and small little city there.
Yeah.
Bigfoots are traveling through, going on the river systems. They're constantly moving and stuff. And that's what Val thinks. They're constantly, like hunter-gatherers are migrating and hunting. And so maybe we are seeing the same individuals being sighted over and over, family groups, So we'll try to get him on, talk about population and all that good jazz when you get him on. Whenever it is, I don't hold your breath and stuff because it might take a little time. Stuff depending on what's going on his side and stuff like that. He's a busy guy. All right. Yeah, since the 1960s. Actually, there is the Monroe Monster incident, which happened in 1965. Mid to late 60s in Monroe, Michigan, and the surrounding county, where very famous, actually, affidavits were made and a police report where a teenage driver and her mom were driving back home and a Sasquatch got hit. And they bumped into the Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch basically busts open the window, I believe, or reaches into the window, grabs the 16-year-old female driver and smashes her head into the steering wheel, and then gets out of the area. And they actually went to the cops and did a full report. It went in the media, went almost worldwide, but it went national news. And she got heavily ridiculed, made fun of and stuff, and so they kind of didn't want nothing to do with it. But there was other stories of the Monroe monster incidents, and the Dewey Lake monster incident was happening in 1962, 63, and very similar encounters of whatever this Bigfoot was harassing people, got mad, showed itself on purpose in Dewey Lake, Sister Lake area. Dewey Lake is a specific lake, but the area is called Sister Lakes. And there's a couple different lakes, and it's all fruit farms and a lot of fruit farms over there and vegetables. So you can find the Monroe monster. Maybe we'll probably do a show on it. I know Val likes to talk about it. That it was documented in newspapers, documented by the sheriff's office, investigated and stuff. And it took in more seriously than what it is now. And I have a feeling that, there's a lot of stuff that happened during those decades that there's a reason why law enforcement don't get into Bigfoot. Because we already have had law enforcement, go after, investigate this sort of stuff in the 60s. And I think that, when they say there's a bear problem or the bear, they're not talking about bears. There's people in your area, I would say, Robert, that I didn't know you were in Michigan, man. Like, I thought you were over like out west in Washington. There's people I'm getting in contact with who say that they're having visitors on their property, that they live in their property, and they actually did some gifting and stuff, but they didn't take any pictures and stuff like that. But Monroe County, we had an ex-member who said he was driving in a dirt road in Monroe County and had a Bigfoot encounter where he seen eye shine like 8 to 10 feet up in in some type of field. Nice. That's probably a nice city, right? Right, Robert?
Yeah, it is. That's where I'm at.
Right. I was saying, right, James?
Yeah.
That's a nice city, right, James? Wow, Robert. Wow. Honestly, Robert Dendoven, I didn't know you were that fucking close, dude. Like, you're so close, dude. Like, you might as well go Bigfooting with us. I mean, you're like fucking right there. Right there, man. Definitely when the weather gets nicer and stuff, man, you should come out. We're always going to some
the
of the
middle
areas.
of the swamp.
But not always. I mean, it hasn't been too bad. No, we're always going to, I would say, an hour or two distance from you. I mean, what's like an hour and a half from
It's
from
that
from
area.
where-
Yeah, it's about an hour and 15.
it's about an
Depending
hour
on
and
traffic.
15. So for one of our main spots, there's a couple spots out there that we wouldn't mind going to. Maybe it'd be easier for you, but heck yeah, man, you should definitely let us know, hit us up, and plan something. So I only say this spring and summer because it's a little bit nicer to go Bigfooting out. So I feel that, and you know what, man, that is totally 100% justifiable and an honorable thing to do. It's not the easiest thing to take care of a family member, and a lot of things, a lot of responsibility, and a lot of things go into that. So that is 100% justifiable excuse of why you can't hang with the big dogs, bro. I'm just having some fun now, but no, anytime you actually get the time or want to go do something and stuff, man, it's no problem. Just hit us up, and we're actually going to do some camp outs and stuff. I think, instead of doing the conference, we might do like a camp out conference type of thing. I know a lot of people are talking about that, wanting to do that, and I might try to go out to some other states here. Maybe go to Pennsylvania or Ohio. I guess I got to buy some tickets or something if I want to go to Ohio soon. But I know there's some camp out in Pennsylvania that I might, and that it's interesting. I don't know. we got a couple things that we might end up traveling and stuff if nothing gets broke or I don't got to fix nothing. So let's get back to this video before we start getting too far off topic and away from that. I don't want to leave you guys hanging as stuff that is actually just about to happen too. But yeah, I think this summer, Robert, we're gonna do a pretty interesting camp out and try to invite some other researchers and stuff. You know, I know Nikki's always doing her camp out, and if they want to come to Michigan, man, we'll make it happen. It's just you know, how far in Michigan you want to go? You want to go like lower Michigan, northern Michigan, or up in the fucking boonies of the UP? So it's gonna be oh no, what? Okay, I'll just do it like this. So I have to share the entire screen, and then that should be on. All right, so this is just, I think, when action starts. Let me rewind it 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I heard it. That means we're close right here. Stay on this. Stay on this. We're getting stuff thrown at us. We are getting stuff thrown at us.
So Christopher Noel is right there with that flashlight. I think he's like 30 yards away from us. He's not too far. When me and Josh are looking into this area, you know, he says he got something thrown at us. I'm saying let's stay in this spot because I thought, you know, he's seen something on thermal. We're walking up next to where he thought he might have seen something. If something was laying down and then something else threw a rock at Noel to distract him, and you know, I thought there was something. You know, maybe there's something right here about to try to get away, and so everything starts popping off real quick.
So Robert was.
Yeah, I can't see the chat on my end.
You're good. Robert was saying you had a question for me about Utica on the road. There's like a bad echo when I talk because the video's playing.
I don't hear it.
It's in my head.
There's a couple areas down where you guys are.
I've heard about that report. Oh jeez, it's hard to talk.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah, I'll just take my headset off.
Yeah, it's on you, man. It's only affecting you.
Yeah, I've heard about that report. Me and Tyler tried to look into it, but we never really found anything on it. And when we did find out what on the road, it just looked like farmland. It was really much to do in terms of like so it's kind of like a dead like a river system likely they happened on. So I don't know.
All right.
Oh, he hears you.
I don't know, guys. Sounds good to me. All right, we're gonna play this video, and so we just had Christopher Noel shouts out that he just had a rock thrown at him, and I did hear something, and you do hear a little bit of commotion and stuff, and we'll probably replay that if we have time. All right.
We are getting stuff thrown at us. Stay right here, because usually it's a distraction.
You
Where?
see it?
Is that them?
No, it's not.
Was that there before? Where is it? Huh?
Kind of dead ahead. Oh, I just saw.
Film it. I'm walking blind. I don't know where it's at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You still see it? How far away? Yeah, I have a radio on.
And see, this is the problem and stuff when you have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people, and there's other people separated and stuff. Like when shit's going on, you know, that communication is key, man. Like this struggle of letting them other people know, because we're trying to get the other people because they have the better cameras. You know, they got the main camera. Kerry Arnold's in the truck. You know, we wanted him to come back, everyone to come back, spread out, start filming. Later, when we got up to the car, it looked like Kerry didn't want to have anything to do with that at that point. Like he didn't want to go back there. Like he didn't want to go back there, especially if we were having an encounter. I don't think he was quite ready in this moment and journey. A couple of years after this, we started seeing him go live in the bush, and he'd be like with Marg, or he'd be by himself, and he would go in there a little bit. That when he was on this expedition, there was a couple of times where he didn't want to go out when we had activity that just happened and stuff. Especially in some of this area, I don't think he was quite ready at that particular moment yet. But this was a big step of going out there and setting up some stuff. And I believe he set up some equipment by himself a little bit. And you got to push through your your fears and your basically he had PTSD. So like you could see it. And this dude, he was like 6'5", he was fucking built, he was jacked. I mean, shit, man. He wasn't no slouch, no wimp. And I seen it that, like, he had an encounter. He had something traumatic happen to him because like he's scared of fucking those woods, dude. And so we were trying to get like everyone to come back, but he didn't want nothing to do with it.
He has a thermal hit. Chris Noel got something thrown where he's at. I don't see nothing, man. There's nothing over here, man.
Yeah, I don't see it now.
What do you mean you don't see it now?
I don't see it. It was right in the bush right here. It was a little dot. It might have been a rat.
Oh.
See, that's another frustrating thing is like, it might have been a rabbit. It might have been a dot. Like at the same time, you got to be proficient about using your thermal equipment. You got to identify shit. You can't send me over there seeing a fucking mouse or a rabbit or something. Like, is it as big as me or is it like a fucking rabbit, bro? But at the same time, all this confusion and excitement and stuff. And this is a good example of shows like you need communication. You need to be good at your equipment. 1,000 things run into your brain. And then after it's all done, you're going to be like, man, I wish I did this. Man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have went over to Christopher Noel more, filmed him and filmed around there and did that instead of this, and that, and this, and that. So no matter what happens, you just got to try your best and just film.
Scan over this way. He's seen something this way. Chris, he had something thrown at him. Scan over here, these trees.
It's seen something.
No, scan over here. He had something thrown at him. Scan to the left of me. Going towards Chris.
It's a little frustrating sometimes to direct other people instead of just getting to be able to do it yourself.
Cow.
Yeah, those fucking cows, man.
Is there anything in this bush? Josh. You don't see nothing in this
Dude,
bush.
I was, you probably could tell, like, I was getting a little irritated because he was like, hey, everyone's different. Everyone's doing their own thing. And I can't get everything that I want to happen inside my head coming out. And, so yeah, I might get a little frustrated, like, especially when he was like, I don't know, I thought it might have been a rabbit. That kind of like pissed me off. Like, and, not to brag, it's just, you got to learn your equipment. You got to test it out. You can't be like, go after that thing I just saw in thermal. Well, it might have been a rabbit. So I thought when he sent me over to look for the fucking thing, like it was standing up over a bush. It wasn't like on the ground. And I'm trying to direct him to where I want him to point. Because I can see pretty far on the night vision, but I can't see into bushes or past bushes and stuff.
I heard it. I heard the crashing.
You heard a crashing?
When you said you got something thrown, yeah, I heard that.
You heard the impacts?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, man. I heard 5 frogs, just like our frog, only like 5.
Okay.
Did you identify the rocks? Could you find the rocks?
I have not looked. I was waiting for you to get back.
Let's try to find the rocks.
I heard bop, man.
I thought I heard the one land over here.
Maybe we can.
They landed. The ones I heard anyway landed on the road.
Maybe we can fingerprint them.
Don't pick them up with your hands. We got gloves and stuff.
Do we have rubber gloves with us?
No.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Wishful thinking.
Look, hey, take your light. Go this way with it.
Yeah,
It's fine. Whatever was thrown.
You said it was about 50 yards back.
You hear that?
No, I said that's
You
when
hear
it
when
first
it-
started smelling.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. Okay, we both heard.
The impact is right
What
around
did you
here. Wait, shit.
Crashing?
No, it's just like I heard. He said something got thrown at him, and we both heard it.
Just film.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Normally. Okay, Josh.
Yeah, explain to me what happened.
Well, I thought I saw a heat signature out there, and
So Todd came over. He actually has the good camera, the Sony. It's like AX50 or the other one that they used. So he actually starts filming this on the good camera, which is what we wanted them to come over here with.
me and Blake went to go check it out, and we walked a little ways, and we heard something, and Chris said he had something thrown at him, and it sounded like it came from right over here where he was at. So,
What did you hear?
I heard crashing like
like something heavy hit the ground. Yeah.
something landing. And all of a sudden, you started saying you got something thrown at
Yeah,
you.
I heard it was. They were kind of high pitched, like pop, pop. Like it sounded like popcorn. Kind of, like pop, pop, pop. Maybe at least 2 impacts. Not one.
Okay. Well, let's try see if we can find the rock. It wouldn't be too far.
Yeah, it wouldn't be far at all. It was right around him.
And it might be just off to the side.
That was freaky.
Were you standing by my chair when it happened?
Yeah, I didn't move.
Well, this is what this lake is
The chair
like
marks is
dying. It's not very strong.
Could jump in the train. Maybe. That was freaky, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, something shown to you. I wanted it to happen. Once it happens,
Exactly. You're always. That's the way it always is.
These big with these little tiny things. People have big shit thrown out. Yeah. These were definitely rocks. Pop, pop, pop. At least two, but I think more than two.
No, I did. It's probably.
Both of these guys heard it. So that, you know.
Yeah,
He's gonna put the drone up.
I'd fly it.
Yeah. Put it up.
We actually never did get the drone up because it was dead. We flew it up at the campfire. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have video of it. I might have shown it on a different live stream. Where we were flying it up when we had a campfire, probably like an hour before this and stuff. So we drained a little bit of the battery.
Just stay right here.
I wanted to stay there, but we didn't have no ride.
Huh?
Oh, just talking shit. Just saying, come on, motherfucker, just show yourself.
I think they're over there behind those
No, it's
bushes
not.
because this around these bushes and stuff. That is basically on the side where the cow fence was. Is where me and Christopher had our what we thought had an encounter, and I gave him apple. It wasn't this exact section, but like that's kind of what it was. The same setup. So I'm thinking it was in these bushes, and it would go on the other side of that fence. It could run down that cow pasture line or crawl, spider crawl, and still get away without being seen instead of crashing through these bushes that we would be able to run after.
Just bounced into the grass, of course, but. Where'd you throw from? Could be inside those bushes.
You ain't got no thermal head on it.
Oh, you didn't.
That's what I thought I heard something from was like over here.
You heard like the rustling or snapping kind of thing?
I maybe it was either if you say the rocks landed here, I thought I heard something in there.
It doesn't have a beam setting on it. Floodlight. Wait a second, what am I talking about? I heard the frogs over here. I forgot to specify it.
Frogs, yes.
Here, rock. Then rocks. Did you hear the frogs or just the rocks?
I heard just the rocks.
The frogs.
Just the rocks.
Where are you? My heart's still pounding.
Yeah, I know. Well, we had a heat signature over here. And
I filmed it, but it's not anything.
It was definitely back here that they landed. What is that? See that in the bush?
no.
I'm standing right where I'm standing. Look at that reflection. See it?
No.
Is he signature on it?
No.
Just like on the picture, catching down. Is it low reflection?
It's low, see? Look. I'm zoning in on it right now.
I see it. So what is that? Blinking.
It's like another rabbit or something. So he says it's right there. I move over.
No. No.
What can cause reflection? I believe
No. Because if something was there,
Sasquatch, it's not here.
Pretty invasive.
it cloaked, it vanished, teleported away.
Who threw those rugs? The frogs were over here, so it must have been.
And again, we're trying to do anything to get a response, anything to get another reaction. And that's kind of happens as regularly. You have something happen, and you're kind of hoping for something else. I need a little bit more, something else, so I can add them together. And a lot of times, there's these one-off things or these little well, did a rock get thrown at Chris Noel, or did something maybe drop, or But me and Josh, the other researcher there, we heard it. We reacted on video. We'll try to go back and see if we can hear it. Maybe do a little enhancement. Got a couple minutes left. 18 seconds left. I think that's all about it anyways. And I shut it down right there, guys. Let me do that.
Seems like you got a question too.
Yeah, I would need to read the question, comments and stuff, and then I will bring the video back up, and then we'll go to where it first happens.
But I guess to answer Robert's question first, since we have no echo now, yeah, I remember that report in Utica. Do you remember that report, Blake?
Specifically, no.
There was a
not-
YouTube video or some type of news report on it. I think elderly lady, I could be wrong, reported they saw one in the area, but I'm not sure if it was real or not.
That?
Or no, wait, it was through Facebook's. I think it was like a Macomb police scanner thing.
Oh yeah, that was the recent one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
But I never heard anything after that, so I don't know anything.
Why would you? It's
it's
in the area where everyone's like Bigfoot.
It's like a city. Yeah, it's like 23 mile, and it's not even. Yeah.
But at the same time,
so I don't know. People were. Someone was looking for someone was just saying I saw it, or I don't know.
Sometimes I was a little frustrated. I mean, I think we've talked about this before. The 168 was awesome, but there were some aspects that was a little frustrating. I got frustrated with some of my team members I brought. I got frustrated with. I got frustrated in that moment because I expected this person to be a little bit more proficient in the equipment they were using and with their common sense, objective reasoning. Like, how big of an object are you seeing in the thermal? Where is it at? Okay, well, if you see something that's like this and it's on the ground in a bush, is it a Bigfoot? Like, so, like, I got a little frustrated when he was like, I see something over here. And it's like, okay, you know, it's like, how many times are you going to cry wolf before it's like, I just don't even fucking care because, you know. No, this area was like 30 minute drive or something like that. So yeah, it wasn't close enough for us to walk anywhere, and lots of alligators out there. So I'll bring up the video back up again.
Surprised you didn't run into alligators when you're running into those woods looking for stuff.
We actually had one close to camp that I think we filmed a little bit of, and that was the alligator that almost got Kerry Arnold when he was walking by him. It hissed and snapped at him or something, and he like jumped up. I can't remember else who was there, and then everyone kind of got close and like. At first, you know, they didn't know what it was. They thought it was a cat, a big cat first, and then it was an alligator. When I first walked up there, I thought it was like fucking 20 feet over that way. It was like 10 feet over here. I was like, whoa. And then fucking drunken Chad was like, I'll show you how to do it. He was going to go wrestle the thing. I had to control him. Other people had to control him. I was just like, I got to look. Some people gave me a look like, what do you want me to do, dude? I don't fucking know. After that, people got a little frustrated at Chad and stuff. But Chad was I was getting frustrated too, because it was like, we go there, we have these team leaders, fucking ain't shit. Mr. Sawdust Beast and Squatching Strategies, who fucking straight up just quit after all this anyways. They weren't really team leaders at the first. I mean, if I would have waited on them to like fucking, hey, let's go out and go do something, I don't even think I've ever would have even went out. We told Carrie, we walked up to Carrie that second night and we're like, hey, we're going out, we're gonna go over here. All right. And then that's when Dave he got real sick. We had some weird stuff happen, and then shit went off when we started doing some stuff, and other people started going and following, and it was fun, but it was frustrated a little bit at some of the people there. Lackluster performance in the Bigfoot research arena. Really good on shows and podcasts. Really good at having guests, but not so good about fucking actually going to get off their ass and do something. And not impressed with some of the people who just, you know, showed up there. And they do really good Tuesday night, Thursday night talk shows, talking about the same old junk every single day. Wasn't impressed with Russell. Wasn't impressed with that whole everyone's drinking and getting pissed off at other people who are fucking going out there and getting shit done. So it is what it is. But that's a piece of evidence that hasn't come out. Let me show it one more time. I have to go over here. We do have some other stuff that I haven't showed that I could show, but it's getting late. Like unreleased audio of sorry. Yeah, I blew my eardrums out too. So right about here is when we hear this sound that Christopher Noel says is rocks being thrown at him. Let's try to listen if we can hear it. Let's try to replay it. Those are birds. Yeah, I guess you can't hear it on this audio. But I do react to you. You do see me turn over there, and then he's like, I got something thrown at me.
I was about to say the audio is very quiet.
Yeah, I could look it up and try, but I think I have before, and I don't think there's I couldn't hear anything. But it's been a while since I've actually looked and tried to edit that. It's kind of nice as I shot it all at once, so it yeah. So it's 1 o'clock, past 1 o'clock. We did a nice 3-hour New Year's show. Can't complain there. I got a couple more videos that I could show you guys that are super special, but maybe I'll make you wait for it. Like audio of a Bigfoot, supposed Bigfoot harassing a homeowner here in Michigan. That I just talking to this chick, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my mom had something weird happen to us, and I don't know. She recorded it, and we don't know what it was." And then I was like, "Well, you know, that kind of sounds like a Bigfoot breaking limbs and stuff." So those are like 2, 3 minute, 4-minute videos, but I think you're gonna have to wait. I actually was going to show those at the conference, but we had a guest speaker show up and kind of totally mindfuck me and derail what I was going to do instead of. So we had him set up and done everything, and we have this nice book that we could, of course, look over and go through. And this is, of course, you guys can't read it because it's reflected and mirrored. These are reports of Bigfoot and Sasquatch in Michigan. A collection of witness accounts concerning Bigfoot-like creatures and their activities. 305 reports from 83 Michigan counties spanning over 100 years. And I'm very honored and glad to have this book from Godfather of Michigan Bigfoot Research. One of them, Art Kappa, is another one. Except for Robert Daigle actually has put his information out instead of I think most of the Kappa stuff is, and there was another guy too. I think when Gerald or something like that, or there's a couple old Michigan researchers who especially this one, I can't remember his name. Basically, as soon as he died, this stuff, family just like, you know, never seen the light of day again.
Yep.
Leave it for another show. All right. Well, you heard it from Robert. Then we're gonna leave the that other interesting video clip I have for another show. That's no problem there. Anything else on your mind, James, before we start shutting the show down?
I'm tired.
I'm tired too, bro. I did a lot of push-ups this month. I don't know if that earlier, but
yeah, I saw your Facebook.
Yeah, some people think I'm fucking joking and stuff too, but it's like,
I don't think so, considering you went like 20-something miles. Yeah.
sometimes, man, it's just like I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna fucking try to do it, and that's what I did. So there's been times where like I want to write in the chat with you and Tyler. Your requirements to stay into the Lost Cryptids is you gotta do some push-ups. You gotta do 20 push-ups a day. I've almost been like, you guys gotta do some push-ups. That's your pre-trip prepping. No, you guys are in good shape and stuff. You guys aren't like some super obese guy who's like, when people look at him, like, How many miles are you guys really walking in the woods? Because it don't look like you're going far. No, I did. I wanted to do 3,000, doing 5,200 and close to 50. Well, there was times where I do 25 at a time. There was times I was just doing 32 at a time, and I wasn't counting the extra 7. I was counting 25, and then I'd bust out. I'd go 30, 32. I wouldn't count those, and then I would just keep counting the 25. And I've done 5,000 and 100 and something, and plus if you add up all the times I didn't count the reps, it adds up to. I'll just say conservatively 250, 5,250. Might be a little bit more. Might be a little bit more, but no, my goal for next year is 10,000. 7,000. I would say 7,000
per month.
No, for the month of December next year. I'm gonna go 7,000.
Oh, okay.
No, dude, it's a lot. So I'm gonna try to go 7,000 by next year, or 10,000 if I can really do it. Which I already added the math. I just got to do 300 push-ups every single day, and then I got to add a couple hundred here and there, or I got to do 600 push-ups every other day and add a couple hundred here and there, which is it's not. I can already tell from what I've just did and stuff, and if I keep it up and stuff, I think I can do that. I think I could do 300 every day. The issue is you get busy, and so on some of those rest days I was supposed to rest, I had to fucking do some push-ups, and there was one day I did 700 push-up a day because I missed almost 3 days because I was busy the weekend, and everything gets so. There's times where I had to fucking double up or triple up on some days, so yeah. But you know what? My wrists are totally fine. I developed some blisters on my toes for being on my toes, but I feel fucking good. It feels great and stuff. So I'm really eager to go and push myself more, and more, and more. So yeah, I'll probably have a live stream. I'm thinking maybe for the month of May, maybe for the month of something. And I might live stream and do 5,000 push-ups for the month of May. We'll see. Be a lot of live streaming. It'll be a lot of fucking live streams of just me just fucking doing push-ups. So just to show everyone that motherfucker, you can count. Go watch these videos and go count. Then you don't believe me. I am very tempted to do that. Just to show everyone, hey, I ain't just talking out my ass. I try to practice what I preach is preparedness and if your body ain't prepared, I don't give a fuck what kind of equipment you have. If you're going to walk and take a step down some stairs and you sprain an ankle, you shouldn't be out in the woods looking for Bigfoot, especially in some harsh winter blizzard conditions like those two guys and end up dying. So.
Yeah.
That's
people posting about that.
Yeah, we went over some articles. We reread an article or two on it, and I gave my thoughts. I think the official story is bullshit, but
more than likely, yeah, they're probably covering up.
It's local stores for local consumption, so
that
lay to rest.
There's probably more details that they didn't want to include, so they just put out what they are minimum required to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to FOIA request body cam footage, FOIA request any audio, FOIA request anything and everything we can get our hands on, because I'm very interested in how they found the bodies, what position were the bodies, how close were they to each other, stuff like that. So it certainly ain't no epic story about the father died of a heart attack or succumbed to his succumb to the weather, and the young son tried to bravely walk miles and miles to get help and succumb, died to the exposure. No, it ain't nothing like that. It's two grown ass dudes both died of exposure at the exact same time next to each other. That hardly happens. I mean, you're talking like instant, like fucking death from weather with two people at the same time. That's not lightning or storm damage. I don't. It's very unlikely. Like me and you, James. Me and you are freezing to death. One of us is gonna die sooner than the other fucking person, and one of us should be able to get farther, closer to the car than the other person. I already made this. Unless we're both gonna decide to die there. How much you die, then I'm just gonna sit there and be sad and depressed and die there too. I mean, fuck. So I mean, some people are like that. There's a woman. She got attacked and killed by coyotes in was it Colorado or something? And story goes is basically she's getting surrounded and freaking out and maybe got bit once or twice, and then she just fell on the ground and got ate by coyotes because she didn't fight fucking back. A lot of people are like Dogman attacked her, but I think there's enough evidence to show that coyotes messed her up and she didn't fight back. I mean, coyotes are big dogs. You fight back against them, a pack of them, they'll run away. We've never had that issues. We've had them close. They make calls and stuff, but I ain't scared of no fucking pack of coyotes.
Yeah.
And if you're scared of a pack of coyotes, then you ain't prepared to fucking be out there. I'll tell you that right now.
So how did they know that they went searching for Sasquatch? Did they tell somebody or?
They're relatives and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I know a few people. I haven't heard anything in all these groups that are asking, who are these guys? Did anyone know them? Were they in any groups? Were they affiliated with anyone? So I have not come across any information of that as of yet. We'll try to bring
He's
to
in
you
Oregon,
guys.
Right?
It was in Washington.
Okay.
I think they were from Oregon, in a well-known Bigfoot hotspot.
So they just went missing, and then after they didn't come home for a few days, they reported them missing.
They didn't come home that night. They got reported missing, and I think they found them 2 days later from the articles. And they what they think is they apparently died from exposure based on the weather conditions and terrain of that night and the following days. I don't know, man. We've been fucking freezing cold, but to die of exposure and what were they doing? There's a certain point where you're dying and you're cold, and you either have to try to make it back to the car, or you're gonna have to try to build a shelter or get a fire or try to do something. Very rarely do people just all right, fuck it, I give up, I'm gonna die here, and just fucking wait to die. Your body and your brain, your survival instincts will tell you, fuck this, go do something. I gotta do something. Very rarely do people just sit here and fucking die and suffer minutes or they die. That's not a normal thing that people do.
They didn't say how far away they were from the road or anything, or
they were lost
okay.
in the weather and the flooding and water conditions. So it made it sound like they were in a heavily wooded area, but how many miles away from the car, they don't really say.
Exactly right.
Because if they were only a mile and they were just off a trail, or they were on a trail,
something were to happen, Bigfoot attacked, got one of them, and then the other one was left there.
I think they might say something a little bit more on that, like an animal attack or a bear attack, if there was actually. But if they straight up are just they found the two dudes laying close proximity to each other, and they just apparently is what they're saying. Apparently,
they just were prepared. Yeah.
But apparently, they died of exposure, and it's okay, but details. How were they huddled? Were they trying to keep each other warm as they froze to death? Were they trying to make like a shelter? Were they tried to attempt to build a fire? How close were they? Were they leaning up against the tree, sitting up?
Yeah.
A lot of people, when you succumb to, a lot of people want to lay down, go to sleep. A lot of people want to sit and rest, and that's when they give up. The body gives up and they die, and they slump over, or they're sometimes frozen solid sitting up. Did they die laying face back on their ground, or did they die on their face, falling forward and stuff? Were they walking when they died? Were they resting when they died? How close were they together and stuff? Because, I mean, if me and you are in a survival situation and you're fucking dead and I can't fucking carry you and I'm going to die if I don't fucking do something real fast. I mean, I love you, James, but like, if you're already fucking dead or dying and I absolutely have no motherfucking way, and there's some circumstances, motherfucker, I'll stay with that. If that bear's in you, motherfucker, it's going to kill both of us. Okay. But in other circumstances, like we're starving to death and we got to get the fuck out of here. Well, you're going to starve to death with you when you're already been dead for a fucking week. I got to get the fuck out of there. If we're attacked by someone, it's a little bit different. But in certain situations, the best option is to go get help. Especially if you can't help the other person, you can't fucking drag them. It's going to kill you both. And now you're both out there. No one knows where the fuck you're at. You can't get help. Some situations call for you got to go get help. And a lot of people would go and get help. And it is a hard decision to leave your friend or family member or loved one behind. But at the same time, there's absolutely no way no one's going to know, or you can't get help or have any sort of chance of surviving. Sometimes you got to go get help. And I wonder if that happened in this situation, because I would suspect that's more logically what could have happened, what should have happened. I mean, my fucking dad died there. I'm just gonna freeze to death right here, even though I have family back at home.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. A lot of fathers would be like, excuse me, but they would be like, they would want their children to live. Even though they're dying, don't stay here, son. You got to go and live. Everyone said, they'd want their kids to live. So we'll find out more information as it comes out. Hopefully some people know these people. We get some more information on the background about what was actually going on. They might have made posts about, we just seen Bigfoot. We know exactly where they are. We're going to go out this next time and we're going to find them. Like, what if there's some like interesting evidence leading up to this expedition that they went on, this night excursion, that could, maybe they were onto something. I don't know. Maybe they had just seen orbs in the woods and now they went back out to go look for the orbs again and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it for this show. I think, guys, we're at almost 3.5 hours. I think that's pretty long enough for this show. You got anything else, James? Any New Year's resolution? Any craziness like that?
I don't do that.
I don't do that. I just do what I want. I do some push-ups. I want to do some push-ups. I think I'm gonna do 3,000 this month. Fuck it, I'm gonna do more. I implore everyone to try to exercise the best you can, even if you don't think you're physically able or you're too old or disabled. There are plenty of different things that you can use. I really like to recommend DDP yoga because it's like the only thing I've ever fucking seen to take these crippled, beaten up wrestlers and paralyzed people and broken people and turn them into functioning people who can run and walk and do sorts of things. Actually, they just rehabilitated Butterbean, so you can actually watch that on YouTube. And Butterbean is slunched over and crippled. He can't do this, and by the end of it, that motherfucker's running on a track. Motherfucker's swinging like he's gonna knock out some people. And in the very beginning, he is slumped over with walkers and he can't stand up, he can't run, he can't do nothing. And then over time, through physical therapy and mostly this DDP yoga, it's yoga, but it's done in such a way that, you know, you're reprogramming your body muscles in your body, and it's in such a pace in a way that anyone can do it. And it's the only thing that I've seen that can rehabilitate people from like broken backs, broken injuries and stuff. Multiple people have got on wheelchairs being put onto this on this stuff. So take a look at it. And if you're more younger and physically able, then push your fucking self hard and don't stop. Break through your limits, because there are no limits. The only limits you have is having no limits as your limits. It should be like water, my friends. So you can flow and you can crash. You can absorb what is necessary and discard what is unnecessary. Because that is the way. There's a book I like to read. I got the extended version that shows you all the secret techniques that Bruce Lee had, so you can really fuck some people up. Really just fuck them up. I am a martial arts nerd, so some of you guys are going to recognize this book. I know Ryan probably be watching this and give me a little shout out for that, but I like to read. I like to do some stuff, so that's what I got that from, of course. Bigfoot stuff. We got a variety of different stuff. I got some old Michigan photographs, some swamps, and some cool stuff. Anyways, guys, I'm just a big nerd who likes to work out and do fun stuff and go look for Bigfoot. Nothing special about me. Although I like to have fun, hang out, do Bigfoot stuff, and take it seriously. I guys hope you guys had a good night, good time. And guys, enjoy the New Year's. If you guys got resolutions and stuff, the second Friday in January is called Quitter's Day, because that's when most people quit all their resolutions that they made up. So if you can get past the second week of January, second Friday, you're doing pretty good. All right. If there's no other comments, questions, or concerns, we are going to land this plane. Hopefully everyone's can have a good rest of their night, hang out and relax. Hopefully you won't be too hungover for tomorrow. I know I won't be having to deal with all that. So anything else from you, James?
Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right, guys, we're going to play this outro, and then that will be it.